The Trae Young Sweepstakes. The Trae Young Sweepstakes have officially begun, y'all. We are underway. Trae Young will be on the move. According to Shams, the Atlanta All-Star, Superstar, All-NBA player, and his agent are working with the franchise, the Atlanta Hawks, on a trade. Fellas, that means that these two sides are in collaborative talks and will figure out a solution on where Trae Young wants to go. The Hawks and Trae Young's agents have maintained positive dialogue on his future ever since the franchise elected not to offer him a contract extension last summer. And obviously, they've been pretty good without him. Jalen Johnson has taken a step forward, and they have a winning record when Trae Young's not on the floor, and a losing record when Trae Young is on the floor this season. So let's get into it, y'all. How do we feel about this? We talked about this briefly last week, but obviously things have got a little more intense and a little more compelling.
I think the biggest thing that people have to recognize is that when you get traded, that doesn't mean you whack, right? So immediately with Trae Young, because it's not working out anymore in Atlanta, which he's been there for 7 years. And in the 7 years he's been there, he's been an All-Pro, he's been an All-Star, he's been snubbed for a bunch of All-Star teams, he's been snubbed for a bunch of All-Pro teams. But with that being said, he's still a damn fine ball player. It's just that they're moving in a different direction the way this team is constructed. On paper, it looked like it was something that could work. This was one of the most talented groups, if not the most talented group that he was on. I thought that his ability to pass, his ability to play make, I thought that he'd get better shots. I thought all of this stuff would just make him better, only except they just work much better without him. I think that they play faster. I think their athletes are better. I think that the ball movement is a little bit more with him off the floor. And I think with him having a fresh start and being with a different unit, I think this will be good for Trae Young, because I think what the narrative on Trae Young is right now is Trae Young is one of those players who you can't really build around. When in reality, I mean, they did get to the East Finals with him. And yes, there's some people who don't believe that they should have been in the Eastern Conference Championship, but they were. And Trae Young is 20, I want to say 27, Ron, 28, something like that, which means I think we still have some years left with him. And with that being said, I still think that he's still a viable point guard in the game. And we still got some, I think we still got some really good basketball left in Trae Young. And he's going to opt in to that deal of the last year of that deal. So we still got some good basketball left in Trae. We do.
I'm happy to see it going the way it's going, though. You know, them coming out and just saying we're working together to make it happen. There's nothing wrong with the amicable divorce. You know, if both sides are on the same page and they're ready to split ways, this is how it's supposed to be. You know, this is good business. I just hope that they can find a good landing spot for Trae, and I hope that they can get something back in return, whatever they are looking for. We heard about the CJ McCollum thing, them getting an expired contract. If that's what they want to do, that's great. And mind you, if he were to go to Washington, I don't think that's a bad look. Obviously, Morris, Washington's the worst team in the NBA. But I think a guy like Trae Young with those youngsters, though, they got some good up and coming youngsters, though. You know what I mean? So, Ron, every team's not going to be a championship contending basketball team. You know what I mean? Like, and we got to accept that every team, you can't just plug a guy in and then they're championship contenders. That's not realistic, and that's just not how it's going to go. So I just don't even like, for instance, if they were to trade him in ricochet for Giannis, that doesn't make the Bucks championship contenders. So that's all I'm saying. Is just as long as everybody can get something back for what they want and it's all amicable, I think this is how good business should be conducted. And this, Giannis, is how you step up, be a man, stand on your nuts, and say, yes, I want to go. I know y'all don't want me, and I want to go. Let's make it happen. No pussyfooting around and hiding behind agents.
Ox, does amicable sell tickets, though? Because to your point, I mean, that's a fact. There's nothing wrong with, you know what? We've gone as far as we're going to go, and it's time that we went in our own way. But with that being said, what I mean is that I think people want the dramatics. They want Trae in Atlanta to be like, y'all, you, and I want out of here, and this place sucks. And I think people want that, when in reality, maybe this is just the end of the line for him. To your point, maybe this is the end of the line for him in Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe so, Chill. But I'm not here for that. We like damn all that. We don't. Everything doesn't have to be a soap opera.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything doesn't have to be a soap opera. I know we want the major entertainment value from the NBA, but we can keep it basketball. We can keep it business. We don't have to, we don't have to do all the corny superficial shit and do, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no need for that. This is how grown men act. You know what I mean? There's no need for me to, okay, well, I'm not playing, or I'm not gonna, or put on a fat suit, or get me out of here, and all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to do that.
Like James Harden did, Ron. Yes, that's what he talking about. Like James Harden.
You know what I'm saying? Or wearing the subliminal messages on T-shirts and all that corny shit. Like there's no need for that. When we both know you don't want me, I don't necessarily want to be here then. Cool, let's handle business. Let me go somewhere else and y'all get back what you want. Y'all didn't want to extend me. The writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? Like we don't gotta pretend. There's no need to have an ego. You know what I mean? Just let's just get it on. Life goes on.
All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty, y'all. The Washington Wizards were the first team to step forward and I guess express interest in Trae Young. I hate this, but there's also some other good fits for him as well. I've heard
right there, Ron. Why do you hate this? Why do you hate it, Ron?
Chill.
What's the problem?
I wouldn't wish the Washington Wizards on my worst enemy.
They got some young talent, Ron. They got some young talent over there, and I know that they're a bad team, but they got some young talent over there. I just think that I've said this to you in the past, Ron. They got the ingredients. I think the chef in the kitchen is screwing up the food.
Mars and Penn, can either of you guys make this make sense for me?
Not ripe yet.
Make one make sense.
PCL champion Mars, can you explain to me how Trae Young can go to Washington and it'd be a win-win for both sides?
Well, it depends. What do you classify as a win for Trae Young? Championships?
That's the easy answer, but
because no one's selling you on no one's selling you on Washington are gonna win championships with Trae.
Nobody.
Just be competitive, like similar to John Wall. You might not ever make
this year they won't be. Yeah, this year they won't be. I think Washington knows that. I think the world would know that with Trae Young. I don't think they'd be acquiring Trae Young to go immediately be competitive. And if Trae Young's pursuing playoff success now and in the future, because obviously wherever he gets traded to, they'd be hoping he extends, then yeah, Washington's probably not the destination for him. But if Trae Young is wanting to be the offensive engine of a team, have the ball in his hands, control the offense, Washington is a good situation for him. So I think if they're working together, which is the reports, if Trae Young has Washington on his list, I would assume his desire is somewhere where he can be the best version of himself. And that would be in Washington. Now, does the best version of Trae Young lead to winning? That's a different question. Maybe that's something to be discussed. But if Trae Young's looking to just be the best version of himself, the maximized version of himself, Washington's a good bet. They have a good young big who's versatile. He can pick and pop. He can pick and roll. Marvin Bagley is a good pick and roll big. They have shooters or guys with potential, whether that be Trey Johnson, Corey Kispert, whatever the case may be. So you're trying to offer him spacing. You have young guys who are going to run the floor. And in theory, you have guys who are going to be able to hide you defensively with Alex Sar's rim protection, Bilal's physical tools, Keyshawn George and his length and size. So like, if they're trying to maximize Trae, it makes sense. If you're trying to win, not so much. But it depends on what Trae's desires are. It depends on whatever. I don't know his mindset. But I think for his personal play style, I think it can make sense.
Hey, does Atlanta does Atlanta be classified as stupid then? Because like y'all got Kristaps Porzingis, y'all got all these other guys, and thinking that you're gonna compare them with Trae Young. So like, if Trae Young goes to the Wizards with that exciting core, wouldn't the Wizards just be the Atlanta Hawks?
Hell no.
No.
Why not?
They'd be
Jalen Johnson there.
They'd be good
Dyson
though.
Daniels? Who's Dyson Daniels? Who's
Bilal
Jalen
Coulibaly,
Johnson?
Alex Sarr.
Bilal Coulibaly. Is
No.
Bilal's
Dyson-
not.
is
Bilal's
Dyson Daniels?
not Dyson Daniels, but
Outta here, man.
Bub
mean-
is actually Dyson
I
Daniels.
mean, but you're gonna get. I mean,
What?
You're
They have no
taking
Dyson
Trey-
Daniels. Long story
No.
short, they have no Dyson Daniels. They have no
But
Dyson
don't
Yeah, they
But
don't have
Drench,
no
Drench,
Dyson
don't
Daniels,
you-
but
don't
at
you
the
think
same
Trae
time,
can turn-
you taking away Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks? So like his impact may not have been great with the Atlanta Hawks this year, but Trae Young's impact with the Wizards will be what it was with Atlanta. So it's not like Dyson Daniels is the end all be all. I think for the most part, it's just like Atlanta's kind of stupid. Then like
I see
y'all
where-
should have
I
made
see
y'all
where
mind
he's
up
going.
before y'all got Kristaps Porzingis, before y'all got Nickeil Alexander. Y'all should have did something with Trae Young before then. You knew you wasn't going to extend him. Like I
Well,
just
wait a
think
minute, though, Drench. How
sometimes
did they know that?
sometimes-
They did this though, Drench, with the idea that it was going to work. They didn't put this group together that it was not going to work.
but they didn't
got
even see. They don't
Porzingis.
even really care to see it work. To be honest, they saw Trae Young get hurt. They saw the Atlanta Hawks play a little bit better, and then now their mind is made up that they better without Trae Young. So they never really gave it a chance to see it work. To be
And
honest,
well, we also in a time constraint here, too, because we got a money situation coming up. Like his contract is coming up.
exactly.
And with his contract coming up, I mean, they ain't interested in extending him for that long. This was a short-term thing. That's why they didn't extend him initially, because they wanted to see if this thing could work. And I think that to be honest with you, as much as good as they are in terms of talent, I think that what they looked at with Trae was this was a short-term thing. If this thing doesn't work, then we out. But I don't think that they went into it thinking that it was going to work. I think that they were already out.
Can Trae not turn Alex Sarr up a little bit?
Yeah, I think he would.
Yes.
I think he would turn Alex Sarr up tremendously.
But
Yeah.
but to what end?
It was
What is-
already
what is-
turned, to be
what-
fair.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
but
What
he-
end,
he-
Ken?
he-
He almost
he'd be
20 and
turned
10, and they don't run anything for him. They don't run anything
he'll
for
be
him.
turned up even more though. He'll be turned up even more though. Trey's gonna get him easier buckets for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
Trae makes you marginally better. I'll agree with that.
Not marginally better,
Yes, he
Like-
makes you marginally better.
What's
He's not-
marginally better?
but what's the margin?
5 wins,
Yeah.
4 wins.
No, I
Okay.
think that's cap. I think so.
Yeah,
You
I
telling me
think
Trae Young make the Wizards 4 wins better than what they already projected?
Well, they're not playing 4-on-5 right now, are they?
No, they're not. But with that
Well,
being
with
said,
Trae
that-
Young, you'd be playing 4-on-5 on defense. at least.
Bob Carrington is a worse defender than Trae Young, so
I
they are playing
mean,
4-5. So I disagree with
But
that.
at the same time, Penn,
Bub
what was
ain't
Trae
starting
Young
for them.
doing with the Atlanta Hawks?
CJ McCollum
before
is
this
damn near
year?
a worse defender than Trae Young.
I don't think CJ is a worse defender than Trae Young.
I said damn near. I never said he was. Damn near. Like CJ
I mean-
McCollum is one of the worst defenders in the
Yeah,
NBA.
Penn, there is no way you believe that Trae Young.
Trae's
made-
not the only bad
get
defender
4
in
more
the-
wins
I
for the
think-
Wizards. There's no way you believe
Here-
that.
Here's the thought process here. Like if you think that you can trade for him and upgrade his value and then reshop him this offseason, like if you can put him in a situation where he has this fun athletic team that he can pass lobs to and boost his numbers, and maybe you see some success with the Wizards, maybe becoming a play-in team. But at this point, it's like, what am I costing myself? And again, to what end? What am I getting out of this? I don't think that Trae Young can be the best player in the championship team. I really don't think that. And unlike a lot of players that I have come to that conclusion with, i.e. Chris Bosh, I don't think he can be a complimentary player on a championship team either, because he's such a horrible defender and he doesn't play well off the ball. So if you can't play off DeJounte Murray, who can you play off of? Like, again, the odds leaders right now, according to Vegas, to land his services are the Dallas Mavericks, the Washington Wizards, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Toronto Raptors, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Trae Young will make the Toronto Raptors a championship contender.
Has anyone ever barfed on air? Like
Yes.
literally thrown up?
That's
It's
happened.
Until
On
Trae
PC?
gets to Toronto, all of a sudden, then Penn is
Ugh.
going to be the biggest Trae Young fan ever. He's going to know all his background history. He's going to know everything about Trae Young. I'm telling you, Trae Young make that team a championship contender. Like he just makes the Toronto Raptors a championship contender.
Yeah, he's better than Emmanuel Quickly. But
Yeah,
I don't want
so
any
way
part
better.
of it.
He's
I don't want
way
any
better.
part of $49 million. I don't want any part of that contract.
Why? This is my thing. This is my thing when it comes down to the. It's so funny that how people talk about these contracts and money, but in the same sentence they talk about championships. Like you basically saying I can win a championship with a cheap ass player, and
That's not what
then
I'm saying at all.
and then when you get a high end player like Trae Young, I don't want to pay him that much money. Yeah, they pay Trae Young that much money because he's good. That's
No,
why.
the Atlanta Hawks literally want to dump him for CJ McCollum because he's not good.
And Atlanta
He's
Hawks
not
will
$49
never-
million
yes.
good.
First of all, if
He
they
was
want
when
to
you
dump him
first signed him.
for CJ McCollum, then they're clearly stupid. That's number one. Because you're getting a way worse player on both sides of the ball.
On an
I think
expiring
CJ's
contract.
a way worse player than Trae Young on pretty
No
much
debate.
every level.
CJ McCollum sucks compared to Trae Young. I agree with
Yeah.
you. But he's
Okay, so
30
the Atlanta
but
Hawks
he's
not trying to win a championship then. Like,
but he's
what
a
is
$30 million
CJ going to do for
expiring.
them?
But he's a
Huh?
$30 million expiring contract, and he gets out of the way. He just gets out of the way. And he's not. Look, man, the Atlanta Hawks are not going to be a second apron team. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to walk into it and try to be a second apron team. Right now, here are the options that you have if you're Atlanta. Double down on Trae Young and go upgrade the roster even more. Go get Anthony Davis. Part out with first-round picks. Go trade Dyson Daniels. I don't know what you got to do. I think you've tried this many, many years now. You've tried this a lot of different ways. There have been a lot of different roster constructions around Trae Young. And his weaknesses and his strengths are pretty well examined at this point. He's a great playmaker. He's a so-so shooter with so-so shot selection and an awful defender. I don't know. Who do you want to put him next to?
And an elite distributor.
You can put him
Sure.
he's one of the best passers in the NBA.
Yeah,
Number
agreed.
one,
Elite
you can put
distributor.
him on. I'm telling you, you can put him in Toronto and they instantly become contenders in the East. They instantly become contenders in the East. You can put him in Milwaukee, they instantly become contenders. You can put him, I don't know, you
Contenders
can
for
put him in
what?
a lot of places and they instantly become contenders. What I'm saying is everybody, Ron, I think you're on mute, but what I'm saying is
Yeah, you on mute.
everybody keep talking about, oh, we don't want to spend this much money, but in the same sentence, y'all going to talk about winning a championship. It's not going to happen unless y'all talking about 10 years from now, you drafting somebody. It's not going to
Hey,
I
happen.
generate
Ben,
10
just one
points and I
question,
give
Ben.
up 20. What have I done?
Okay,
I've
so
cost
with
my
that,
team 10 points.
with that being said, take Quigley out of the lineup and put Trae Young in that lineup. Are you a better unit?
Of course.
Chill.
100%.
Way better.
Yes.
That's an obvious
Yes,
question.
you are a
Yeah,
better-
like,
you are a
the reason
better
why
team.
the reason why I'm asking that is because the Toronto Raptors currently, as of today, I think they host the playoff series if the season ended today. They're number
Correct.
4, which means that if we're a better unit, that means that we move up. To Jordan's point, we actually can be a playoff contender, a legit one, because we
It would
got
be
a
a
better
title
lead guard.
contender in the East
We got a better lead
got
guard
Trae
now.
Young.
Okay, wait a second. What is the difference between a $49 million contract and a $32 million contract?
17 million.
17 million, exactly. And right now, the Toronto Raptors are not looking to pay the tax. So they're looking to duck. They're about $1 million over the tax line right now. Bring Trae Young in. You're not just bringing him in for quickly. You're getting.
How
rid
do
of
they
a lot
win a
of that.
championship then? Who they bring in and win a
They
championship?
don't. Hey, if they
They
don't want to
don't.
pay that luxury tax, then they look
Oh,
to
that's
deduct
my
the
point.
finals.
Everybody always talk about money and championships. You
I
gotta
would
pay to
rather-
play
I would
unless you're the
rather-
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, I would rather go for Kyrie Irving right now. It's not even close.
Well,
If the Mavericks would dangle him, I would 100% go for
Yes.
Kyrie over Trae Young.
You
Hey,
would
Mars,
rather go for
what they
Anthony
say?
Edwards too.
Sky blue.
Like,
What?
I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather have Wemby, but I mean,
yeah, like that's
Okay, hold
but
up. It's not the same thing.
everybody
Kyrie
would
might
rather
actually be
have somebody
available.
they can't get.
Kyrie might actually be available, though. That's the difference.
First
Ron,
of all,
this
you
is
don't
what
even
I'm
know
talking
how
about.
Kyrie
Dallas are
gonna play.
interested in Trey, but
Man,
This
then
is
they
what I'm
might-
talking about,
you
Ron. I'm
cannot
talking
think
about
about
lessening
this-
the guy's value because
You-
now
no.
what you're telling me is that I would rather have a guy coming off an ACL injury who hasn't played in almost a year than this guy who's one of the better distributors in the game who has been playing. That's
not
what we're
like
doing with
Kyrie's
Trae Young
not
now.
one
Yeah,
of the-
Trae Young's played 10
Yeah,
games.
it's been kind of
10 more games than
He
Kyrie?
didn't hit his knee up though, Ron.
For sure. He's played more than Kyrie, but
It's
For
not
the
sure.
just-
last time I
He
saw
played more games.
last time I saw both of them, Kyrie was a better player.
But it's not.
Clearly.
It's not as
Sure,
simple as okay. This
sure,
guy's
but
better,
you
so he
ain't
needs to
see
be better this
Kyrie,
year.
so-
First of all, the same question that I asked about the Washington Wizards, the same question I would ask about the Toronto Raptors. To what end? Now Jordan's saying, "Oh, they become a championship contender with Trae Young." Dude, no, they don't. No, they do not. One, they become marginally better. They also become exponentially more expensive.
All
which
right,
means
let me
that
ask
is
you this
going
though,
to-
Payne.
That's
You
gonna
say they
that's
come
gonna
marginally
impact your-
better.
Uh-huh.
How much better is Trae Young than Emmanuel Quickly?
Like
On a
30%
scale from
better.
1 to 10, if Quigley is a 6,
Trae Young
what
is
Trae
100% better than Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know how you would get that.
That means he's twice as good.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay, no, he's
I
not.
don't think he's twice as good
He
as
really
Quigley,
is.
but I do think
He's
he's
really
a better
not.
league guard than Quigley. Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course he is. But
think
the
he's a
Raptors.
better-
have-
He do everything way better than him. What are we talking about?
Wait a second. First of all, this ain't going to
and
be
everything you guys need.
This
too.
is not no
What?
man. I'm so glad y'all don't run the Toronto
They
Raptors.
don't.
I would
Trey's
literally
fit
move
into
cities.
Toronto, to be fair,
Look,
so.
Why
You
not?
say you don't like Trae what?
They don't have the big that maximizes Trae Young. Like, I
Number
don't-
one, that they
it
do not
doesn't
have the
make
big-
sense. To
Yeah,
me.
they're
They
gonna
don't-
he'll
they don't have that
maximize
clean-
Scotty Barnes. Yeah, that's what he'll do. Maximize Scotty Barnes.
Did you
Well,
watch
yeah, he
the
can
game
find
yesterday?
Scotty
Scotty
Barnes
was
in the
just
short
between
roll
points.
But in terms of maximizing Trae, you need someone who's a threat at the rim. Like Jakob Poeltl's, like he's going to catch in the middle of the floor, floater.
Hold on.
Like
Don't
if they
do
had
that because they got Mo Bamba.
like
No.
They got Mo Bamba.
Hey, Mars, that is fair. But also, too, you don't just make one move and become a championship contender.
Yeah, you have to make
more
it.
than not.
Yes, you do.
So, no, chill. More than not. What I'm saying is, he still makes him better. Jakob might not be the best fit for him. Cool. Go ahead and shuffle some more cards. Go get you a big that's a lob threat for Trae. Like they can make a couple moves, and it might not be at this trade deadline. You might go get Trae right now, and then you might go ahead and sign somebody in the free agency period, or you might make another flip during the summer. You might flip some draft capital, whatever the case may be. What does Ox say? GM got a GM. However, Pid, the point remains that, and I was saying this while I was muted. I was saying Trae makes a few different teams better. You guys being one of them, the Wolves being one of them, the Rockets being one of them. If Boston was somehow to shake some things up and he go up there, he would make them better. Like it is units that Trae Young makes. He definitely raises their ceiling.
It doesn't matter. Okay, like what am I trying to say? If you don't make me a championship contender, if you're not marginally moving the needle up, and now you paint me into a corner where I have to extend you because presumably I'm going to give up some assets for you. So now I'm going to give up a first round pick, or maybe I don't even give up a first round pick. Maybe I just give up like 2 starters and I get Trae Young on my team. Now I got to extend this guy. He has a checkered injury history. His career is definitely not trending in the right direction. And he does not seem like he is willing to take a pay cut, because if he was willing to take a pay cut, then he'd take a pay cut with Atlanta Hawks. So you're going to take a guy who can't be a first option on a championship team, cannot be the best player in a championship team, cannot participate in good defensive team lineups, and you're going to pay him $50 million into his 30s? And you want to sit on that contract? Look, man, this is worse than the Bradley Beal situation in Washington. I was screaming from high heavens, please don't do this. Now, the Washington Wizards are smart because they got off of Bradley Beal before he declined hard. And the Phoenix Suns were idiots and they paid for it. And okay, cool. You don't want to be holding a player who's undersized, a defensive liability, an injury risk into their 30s. And you're going to pay. This is how you screw up a franchise for 5 years. Because you think about like, oh, we'll be better in 3 months. Cool. You'll be worse in 3 years. That's all it is.
I can appreciate, Mars, you worried about maximizing the big, but I mean, he maximized Clinton Capella when he was in Atlanta. But I mean, how when was the last time Clinton Capella was good? Like we had years after that. I mean, after the pardon me, after the East Finals in 21, like Clinton Capella, he started to go the other way. That doesn't mean that Trae wasn't still trying to maximize him. And what it insinuates is that Trae needs a big to maximize in order to be a damn good point guard. When in reality, he's still one of the best distributors and one of the better playmakers in the game. So if I got a wing like Scotty Barnes, if I got young talent, kind of like what I got over in Atlanta, but if I got maybe just a couple more vets and guys who can defend, who like guys like Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, I got guys like that. Maybe I can maximize those guys in a different way than I can with the big.
Yeah, but I mean, Trae's biggest value is creating shots at the rim, and that's typically for his bigs with lobs and whatnot. And it's not just maximizing the big. The big also maximizes Trae. Like, Trae can't score inside the arc. You need someone who's a lob threat who can command attention off the pick and roll that allows Trae the opportunity.
Or you can play 5 out. If you can play 5 out,
you can, which is why Porzingis was meant to make sense for the Hawks. So like, I'm with you, and I don't even know how many times they've played together actually. Porzingis and Trae. So like, that's kind of just disappointing in terms of the outcome of the season. So you need the big who's either going to be a scoring threat at the rim to take away that defender in the pick and roll, or he's a pick and pop threat to drag the big out the lane so Trae can actually score inside the arc. The Raptors have neither one of those things right now. They're experimenting with CMB at the 5. Really good player, by the way. No, I'm not knocking him, but he's an undersized 5. He's playing this position out of necessity due to Jakob Poeltl being out. Scotty Barnes at the 5, again, a similar thing, who has a unique skill set, but not one that complements Trae Young offensively. So not only is Trae not going to have the easy lobs that are going to make his playmaking exponentially more valuable, his scoring is also going to take a stark decline, in my opinion, when you don't have a big who's able to open up scoring opportunities for Trae Young. He's 5'11". Like, you need someone who's going to get him good looks. Otherwise, you're going to start seeing the 30-foot threes and a bunch of contested floaters. And it's going to be like, oh, why is Trae Young shooting 39% from the field? It's like, have you seen his shot like? Like, it's going to be hard for him to score effectively. So That's why I don't like.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I to kind of counter that.
Right.
Yeah. I think the best way you can maximize trade is definitely use a big. Number one. I think number two. Though, I kind of like the Raptors because they give them a little bit more space, and whether they go CMB at the 5 or whether they go Scotty Barnes at the 5, you kind of open up driving lanes. I don't think in one-on-one, I think Trae Young can get by anybody. I think the problem Trae Young has is whenever there's a big in the paint, that's kind of where he kind of struggles at because he's not strong enough or big enough to finish like before the helps get there. So if you go 5 out and you kind of have him on the perimeter and you help, he's equipped to make any pass. Yeah, you might not see the amazing scoring that you've seen from years, but you'll still see the passes that he'll make to guys that can handle the ball. Like a pass from Trae Young to a ball handler that can get inside the paint and create as well too, which the Raptors do have. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing that can put them where they need to be. Now they're still going to need a big, regardless of whether Jakob Poeltl come back or not. You're still going to need a big, but at the end of the day, he gives you a lot more than what Emmanuel quickly can give you.
Well,
in my opinion.
To Moss, pardon me, Moss, to your point, I mean, one of Trae's biggest weapons is his floater in the paint. Now, I can appreciate the idea of the big at the rim maximizing Trae, but Trae does have the unique ability of getting by guys. It's not like Trae, even though he's small, he can't get by guys. He can definitely get by guys and get in the paint. I don't think that I don't think that that's ever really been an issue with Trae Young getting in the paint. Now, him being small, him being bumped around, that may definitely affect his ability to score at a high clip. But he's always been a 39, 38, 41, 42% shot shooter. I mean,
he's been terrible the last 2 years, though. He was like 30%.
He's always been that. I think the point that I'm harping on is even though the big makes him better, he does maximize the big, but he can also maximize wings too, because his ability to get by guys and get in the paint and kick outs and his floater collapses defenses. I think in Toronto, I think that would work. Now, I think the biggest issue, which is why Penn is shaking his head, Penn, I understand your issue with the money. Tell me a team that is winning the NBA championship that ain't paying.
Unless you're the Thunder and they got lucky in the draft.
Yeah, but it's about paying players. It's about paying players who are worth it. No one's arguing with Penn is. I'm assuming Penn is of the belief that Trae Young is not worth it.
That's what I'm
saying. That if the Raptors were willing to pay, if for whatever reason Anthony
paid quickly 180, you paid quickly 180 million dollars.
There's a reason I think the Raptors are willing to move Emmanuel quickly, but I think if Anthony Edwards magically became available, I don't think Penn would be complaining about the money.
When it's
Trae, obviously I'm saying like,
but I wasn't playing with Brandon Ingram either. So
so it's about the player being worth it. And Trae Young, we can talk about all the ways in which he helps Toronto's offense, which I think he would make the offense better, especially than Emmanuel quickly would.
Sure.
He still is one of the worst defenders in the NBA.
Fact.
That is a big elephant in the room that we are happening to ignore.
Sure.
Like there's not many redeeming qualities on defense that you would have to try and cover up. So even if he does make the team better offensively, which I'm going to agree with, defensively, I think the Raptors are top 5, 6 in defense. I think.
Yep.
Their title hopes are
I ain't got no title hopes.
And with money on players like that.
But if you spend that money on Trae Young, you're gonna have to accept the defensive trade-off and then say the offense is going to get so much better that the defensive decline still ultimately puts you in the green. And that's not a guarantee with Trae Young. You can argue it. I'm not saying you can't.
Nobody else is a guarantee to make that team better with what's available, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I just don't believe that. I think people.
Then that's why if you're Toronto, maybe you just stand up and just say we're gonna rock with this team for this year.
I guess so. That's what I'm saying. So they're not trying to win a championship.
I don't want to go too deep.
Every team is trying to win a championship this year.
Thank you, please.
I don't want to go too deep into Toronto, but I do want to bring it back to the Wizards. Swiper has some inside intel too from a Atlanta source that he has. That's why he's up here. But before we talk about that,
one in the chat.
You have to ask
ATL's finest.
Before we talk about that, though, this is what came across my timeline. Trae Young for CJ McCollum, and this was actually talked about as well. Obviously, CJ's on an expiring contract. There would potentially be salary fillers that would go back to Atlanta, and you would have some potential draft capital. I've seen a couple different trade scenarios. I've seen draft swaps, and then I've seen a 2032 pick as well. So I don't know exactly what the draft assets looks like, but Trae Young for CJ McCollum.
I'm gonna tell you something, Ron. Trae Young must really like that boy. He moved from man, what the hell you doing in my house? But
That's a
Trae Young
bucket of
moved
extra
from
crispy in a six pack. That's what
Trae
that
Young
is.
moved from goddamn Atlanta to DC, boy. That boy love them joints now, little boy.
That's a bucket of extra crispy in a six pack, Ron.
Chill, that is ridiculous.
That's a bucket
Ron,
of extra crispy. But for CJ McCollum, who, I mean, he's viable.
Trae say he can't get away from them black women.
But Trey's
Chill.
married.
You tripping? You tripping? He not
Going
viable.
coach to coach.
CJ McCollum is viable. Then who's not viable?
I think he's still. I think he's still viable.
Don't they want
He
that?
can still
Don't they
knock
want
it
that expiring?
as a
Isn't
two-guard?
that the?
Yeah, that's
Isn't that the
what-
reason?
Yeah,
Isn't
fuck
that the
doing
reason
in my
for
house.
CJ?
Yeah,
Yeah, they want CJ for the expiring contract, right?
exactly.
Yeah, but CJ actually will be all right with this team, though. I think that
Yeah,
they
but for how
he'll
long?
help him. Probably just the rest of the year. It probably would.
Right.
His main value is tied to that expiring contract, but I do think that he also provides value with just his scoring ability, floor spacing with this unit as well.
I'm
He
really
absolutely
not sure.
provides. He absolutely provides value. I mean, they're getting him because CJ's not a bum. CJ still got a little something in the tank, but they don't want him for that. They're not winning shit this year, and he's
Is
not
he better
gonna
than
be there.
Nikhil?
He's not going to be there for the foreseeable future, regardless if
Is
he's better
Trae
than
Young not
Nikhil or
better than Nikhil Alexander Walker? Is that what you just asked?
I think he's talking about,
No, I
you're
was
talking about
asking
CJ, right?
McCollum.
Oh, is CJ
but
McCollum better?
it's
No.
that's not the point though. Regardless,
I have a great question for you
no.
guys.
Regardless if he's better than Nikhil or not, though, chill. I don't think that's what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's just about that contract. Either way, like he's not going to be there for the foreseeable future anyway.
We know that Trae Young's
Yo,
gonna start.
pin right quick, because Swiper's not up here for that long.
Okay.
Swiper, what was your intel and sources and the information that you got regarding the Trae Young trade?
Well, apparently, the biggest thing that I heard last night was there was a team that they're currently in negotiations with where they're trying to ship Trae Young to for said player. But the problem is the team is asking for the Pelicans' first round pick this next season, and they don't want Trae Young back. So they're trying to somehow maneuver getting. They're trying to somehow maneuver.
Give us first round pick and not Trae Young. What?
Yeah, because they're going to give them an asset like a legitimately great like player, and so in their estimation at least, and so but they don't want to take back Trae Young's contract. They don't think he'd be that valuable with the team and with the roster, and so a lot of this is kind of, by the way, the consensus around the league. A lot of people just feel like he's a very up in the air player, very high turnover, inefficient shooter who has a 46% on ball usage. So they just don't value Trae around the league. Now, this is, by the way, been going on for years now, but this team in particular, they want to get off the player they have, but the issue is that they're having issues on the Hawks convincing this team to trade Trae back. So apparently what they did is they then leaked that they were talking to Washington in order to move the other team they're trying to trade with to then come off of not accepting Trae Young. So it's a pivot play by saying, hey, we're willing to move Trae in this direction if you don't pony up, basically trying to force the hand of the team they're actually in negotiation with, is basically what I heard last
Do you know
night.
which
So they're not
team?
actually.
Ox, you know what that
You know
shit
what team
sound
it is?
like? Ox, I really don't want you, but I'm gonna invite you to the party to bring your homegirl. That's who I really want.
Exactly.
Bring your
Exactly.
homegirl, because that's who I
What
really
team
want
is
to hang
it?
out
Hey,
with.
I've been there before.
Coming too.
Sound like Pat Bear was cooking this summer,
Hey,
boy.
I've been there
I told you, boy. I told y'all. I was on Trae Young gas, Pat Bear.
But I'm gonna
was
invite you to the party.
Boy,
I'm
them
gonna invite
turn-
you
boy,
to the
them
party, but
tables
make sure you
turn,
bring your
chill.
homegirl.
Chill,
Oh,
them
hell
tables
no.
turn, boy. You was doing all that. I'm getting ready for my season shit. Shit.
And Pan, it's multiple. Apparently, it's multiple teams. There's one team in particular. Like I don't, that they told me this, and so I can't share everything, obviously. But
Sure.
apparently, there's multiple teams, but there's one team in for sure that they're trying to make that move with. And so I do think that eventually he does get moved,
What
but I
team is
think
it?
it's going to be. Well, I'm saying I don't know if I'm at
He
liberty
just
to
say he couldn't
say.
tell us,
Yeah.
LeBron. He
There's
just
a
say
couple of teams. Though. I'm saying
chill,
there's
chill.
at least
Hey,
least
shit,
two
they always
teams
say they're
that
not gonna do it. You just got to press them a little bit,
well,
As
that's
you-
called
as you were
consent.
saying.
Is what that's called. You do not have consent to go any further.
All right, well, just tell me,
but-
and I'll
all
tell
right,
everybody.
Run. No means no.
How you? Hey, Swiper, how you spell
West
no?
and
Y
East. I'll say that
E-
West and East.
What? All right. West
Yo,
and
swipe,
East.
swipe it.
Okay,
Just
there's
blink
15.
twice that it's not the Toronto Raptors.
So Swipe,
please.
if I'm not mistaken, Trae
Oh,
Young.
no.
So Swipe, if I'm not
No, it
mistaken,
ain't.
Trae Young,
It ain't.
he's got that player op this summer. I think it's for $48 million. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think it's for 48 million. There's a lot of teams that aren't really interested in absorbing that because he's going to opt into it. There's no way he's leaving that money on the table. He's going to opt into that.
Yeah, you'd be a damn fool to not. I don't give a shit. I'm opting in every time unless you're gonna give me more.
So does that does that mean that any team that trades for him, they already know this? And in addition to opting into the deal, is this only a 1-year deal, or are we looking at something further? Like, are we
I
extending?
just saw Washington
after this
said 2
season?
years.
They're
Washington
saying
said
they
2 years.
don't. Yeah, I think the issue is they don't want trade period plus the player option. So it's both the money and the player. They just don't see a value in having him on the roster. And so even flipping another player for him, like I said, they want the asset that the Hawks have. They're willing to give you back all NBA talent, but it's just a matter of convincing these teams to take back Trae Young. He has just really low value in the league right now. Chill. That's basically what it is.
That's incredible.
Chill. I just told you maybe 7 days ago. Dude's just not a good basketball player.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's
But I guess Chill.
I'm sorry. I got to be the one to burst y'all bubble. I'm sorry. I got to be the one to tell y'all the truth all the time. I know I got to say the things that y'all don't want to say.
It's not the uncomfortable thing. No.
I know this, Chill.
No, that's not the case.
I know sometimes I go too far. That's what I'm
really,
here for.
really good
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Bro's not a good basketball player.
So let me ask you
You
this.
just told us CJ McCollum was a good basketball player.
So let me ask you this, Ox, because again, because Penn brought it up. That 48 million, would it look different? Because I'm confident that it would look different if that 48 million was 30 million and that extension wasn't 280 million. If that extension was 150 million, it would look a lot different. Sure. I think more teams would be interested in Trae Young if that was the case. I think the money is the biggest issue and what he's asking for in terms of an extension, and rightfully so. He's been one of the 5 best league guards in the game for a long time.
And I don't say this disrespectfully either. He's closer league value. I'm not trolling either. He's closer to league value to Cam Thomas than he is to Tyrese Halliburton.
Wow.
Just for people to understand.
Is it because
Tyrese Halliburton today?
Just to put that in.
I'm talking about like last year, you know what I mean? Like a high usage guard, like
Jalen Brunson, you mean?
No.
So he's closer to Cam Thomas.
Swipe it today. Swipe it today. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Hallie has, he's still a really good player. And I think, Penn, you can agree the difference with Hallie, he has the ball a lot, but he can play off ball super well. And he's super efficient with how he played. And he generates elite offense everywhere he goes, no matter who he's with. Trae doesn't do that. And I think that's what he's supposed to be doing.
And he's 6'5", and that helps too. I think teams are going towards teams are going towards bigger playmakers. I think all this nonsense about the Raptors should trade for him. Yo, come on, man. Like the Hawks are trying to get off of Trae so they can put the ball in Jalen Johnson's hands. We already have a player who is a big forward. Yeah. Exactly. We already have a big forward and a big guard who can kind of play, spot one in Scotty, BI, RJ Barrett. Why the hell am I putting the ball in Trae Young's hands and trying to revert back to the 90s and have him run spread pick and roll with a big that we don't have? You know what I mean? It does make a lot of sense. The question I really wanted to ask y'all, and I'm just wondering if you can think about it, is name the last player who has been in at least a conference finals as a starter. At least, the NBA finals as a starter that's worse than Trae Young defensively.
Starting in the NBA finals, worse than Trae defensively.
Exactly.
Okay. No one on Boston.
Definitely
no one on OKC.
How about Chalmers?
Indiana Halliburton's better than him.
Mario Chalmers.
I'm going back to Rio. Rio's better than Trae.
Yeah, Rio's way better than Trae.
Okay. All right. We're talking about starters now.
Someone said Luka. Luka's better than Trae.
Way better.
But is SGA a better defender than Trae Young?
Yeah. It's okay.
I would say
Luka ain't no better defender than Trae. Shit.
Luka compromises your defense in a similar way.
Yeah, Luka can be a better defender. He better than Trae.
Yeah. But Luka's a much better offensive player than Trae, though. That's the problem.
Someone said Dragic. Hell no, Dragic.
Same
is way
shit.
Better.
Really, same
but
shit.
Can I flip that logic, Penn, and say that there have been league guards that he has been better than that have started like?
Oh yeah, but
like
chill.
Kyle Lowry, he was better than Kyle Lowry.
I don't think he was better. than
chill.
But no.
I'm talking about as a player.
I don't think he had more value.
He's not better than Kyle Lowry.
But the
What
question
are
has
we
now
doing?
changed. Though. The question
What
was
the
who's
fuck
better
we
on
doing?
defense.
Oh.
So I mean, we can change the question if we
Not
want.
better on offense either.
But
Yes,
remember,
Rod, you
Kyle
are hearing this
Lowry?
correctly. Yes, Rod, you hearing this correctly. Yes, this is going on.
six-time
Kyle
All-Star,
Lowry?
future Hall
Going
of
on. Let's
Famer.
one
Get
of
the
the
fuck
six
out of here.
but
Kyle
chill,
So y'all
Lowry.
trying to tell me that
I'm
Defile
gonna
Lowry
stay quiet.
is better than
I'm gonna
Trae
just stay
Young?
quiet.
Yes,
Kyle
respect
Lowry
to Kyle
doesn't
Lowry.
bleed value like Trae Young does. That matters a lot.
Defile Lowry is better than Trae Young.
I would
Y'all
rather
do know.
have Kyle Lowry. Yeah,
Hey,
I agree.
y'all
Any-
do know with Trae on that team, their path to the championship would have been a whole lot easier. They
No,
wouldn't have
it
went
wouldn't.
7 with Philly.
No.
Are
They
you
wouldn't have went
dudes
7
here
with
tell-
Philly.
Are you dudes
Ew.
sitting here telling me?
Ew.
I want to make sure that I'm following
It's
you guys.
gross.
Are you dudes sitting here telling me that 2019 Kyle Lowry is better than
Has
any
more,
version of Trae?
has more value to my
Has
team
more
than
va- has
Trae
more
Young.
He's
value
better
than
than
Trae
current
Young.
Trae Young.
So how did
Better
Trae Young
than
get to the
current
Eastern
Trae Young.
Conference Finals, though? How did Trae Young get to the
He's
Eastern
better,
Conference
he's,
Finals?
he's better. He's better for a winning
Because
basketball
remember
team.
the
Well, they
76ers
beat-
had
they
their own
beat New
Trae
York
Young,
and Philly.
the
Yeah, they
inverse
beat
on
New
the other
York
end,
and
and
Philly.
Ben Simmons. And Ben
Right,
Simmons
and they
played
beat him
basketball
on based
the
on
opposite.
who?
Well, in that game 7, it was more Kevin Hurd than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
Better,
cool.
better
cool.
might
Sure,
not be
sure.
the
I'm just
word,
saying.
but
I'm
would
just
you rather
saying,
have
Trae Young,
Kyle?
what he did, we just gonna forget. Like Trae Young just wasn't rolling the dice in New York. We just gonna forget that.
No, we're not. We're not going to
No,
That
forget
was
that.
first
Yeah.
round. That was a first round series. He played really well in that series.
He was amazing.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Julius
when he got
Randle
to the
was
conference
terrible. I
finals,
remember that.
He
series.
also
Yeah.
averaged 6.
But it was 2
That was
series.
game
It takes
for the next year.
it takes winning 2 series to get to the conference finals. So you win 8 games. So yeah, Trae Young was the best player on a Hawks team that won 8 playoff games. In a notable Philadelphia collapse, which is very well documented. But once again, the Hawks beat who they had to beat.
Yep,
And
right.
unfortunately,
But,
unfortunately,
hey, Jordan, but you're-
Trey got hurt in the conference
you're a
finals.
two-
So
you're a
did
two-way
Giannis, but
person.
then they're playoff.
You're a
runners.
two-way person. You value defense. You do breakdowns all the time in your great content platform that you do. Shout out to Rich Man Sports. I think some of this is you also value the fact that you can't be a seed. Like on defense or offense, you can't be a negative. I think the issue that you would have with Trae Young if he was on your team, he would compromise the entire integrity of your defense every single play. In the
I
fourth
don't
quarter.
think I don't think my problem would be Trae Young on defense because I know he's not a great defender already. Like I already know that. Obviously, any team.
But how would you can't? I'm saying, Jordan, you would get to the point where you couldn't protect your.
I hope the
defense
Rockets trade for
because
him.
of how
No, but
good
hold
offense
on. Because pretty much every team does that most of the time, unless they have a two-way player. Like I could argue, the Nuggets value Jokic offensive more than they value his defense. Like his defense sucks.
No, but
like,
you can't attack Jokic. You can't. What I'm saying is, this is where I'm saying you can't have Trae Young will compromise your defensive team integrity more than Jokic and any of those other players. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're
Jokic-
only saying that because of what Jokic brings on the offensive end. Jokic
No.
sucks
No,
on
I'm
defense.
talking about his defensive
Jokic is
value.
way better
Jokic,
Yeah,
defense.
it
Jokic is
sucks
a
on defense.
no,
It's
but
like-
no,
Jokic is a
but
way
no, Jordan.
better
I think, but I want you to think through this though. This is what I'm saying.
Right, okay,
where
let me
you're
think
going
through
with
This is
this
what I'm
right
saying.
now.
Jordan being Jokic being 7 feet tall, an elite
Right.
defensive
Absolutely.
rebounder, plus what he does in space. Trae doesn't do any of that. So I'm saying, so just Jokic isn't good in space, right? But that's like now Trae can't rebound, can't get steals, can't on-ball defend, can't off-ball defend, can't get in passing lanes. So that's what I'm saying. Like you literally can't make up a defense that could now the same thing with SGA versus the Suns. At least when you switch out SGA on an ISO, you can hope he can help you. But if you're like sitting doubles and everybody Trae Young is guarding, now the 3-pointers are open, the rim's open, the short rolls open. It's just too much. You can't even play 2-3 zone. All I'm doing at that point, I'm taking my big scoring guard at the top of that zone, I'm flattening it out, and now I'm going ISO versus Trae Young. And you can't stop
Yeah,
me.
but my thing is, it sounds good, but at the end of the day, people do a good job of hiding Trae Young on defense. They just put him on the worst player. They put him on the worst player, and then that worst player can't post up. So it's like, and even
Yeah, but that's why the NBA changing has made guys like Trae Young worse. And this is why I do relative to era so much. Like I don't think Trae Young is a worse basketball player by any significant amount than he was in 2022 when I think he peaked. But the league has changed. Role players have gotten better. We're at a point now where role players can take advantage of horrible defenders. I watched Shea try to hide on Dylan Brooks, and Dylan Brooks, for most intents and purposes, is a role player. And Dylan Brooks is posting him up. He's ISOing him. Like the fact that role players now, like for example, go back to the finals when Aaron Gordon was attacking Gabe Vincent. Like the fact that you can now have role players who are able to attack mismatches makes it so much harder to hide guys than you could 10 years ago. I remember back in the day when Steph Curry was the guy you had to hide on the Warriors, and they would hide him, once again, no disrespect to these guys, on the Al-Farouq Aminus of the world, on the Mo Harklesses of the world. And it was fine because all they would do is stand in the corner and do nothing. Nowadays, that same guy, Steph Curry, who is nowhere close to Trae Young as a defender, I would argue, because of his activity in passing lanes, his activity in rotations, was still a neutral to a positive defender. But that same guy, you couldn't hide him as easily as you could 10 years ago because role players have improved. I think the same thing has happened to Trae Young. 3-4 years ago, you could hide Trae Young more effectively than you can now. And that's not because Trae Young has gotten worse on defense. It's because the league has gotten better on offense. Schemes have gotten better. So it's now harder to hide these guys. Swiper, we can't hear you, but you said Mars do your number.
Stay right there, Swiper.
I also think the same thing, though. I also
You are
think
muted.
as far as what Mars
Keep
is
going,
saying,
Swiper.
I also think the same thing as what Mars is saying. Like, yes, the league has gotten better as far as with these role players and stuff like that. But I also think it just comes down to coaching. I think it comes down to coaching. Like, if I'm hiding somebody on Trae Young, and if that player beats me, great, like good, like that's the best we can do. But on the other end, I still have Trae Young. Like I feel like y'all. Now I don't want to say y'all because I don't think that's what Mars is doing. But I feel like people get into a point to where they only look at basketball from a perspective of, oh, it's his fault, and it's like, nah, that's not basketball. That's not realistic. Like realistically,
I agree with that, yeah.
we realistically we got Trae Young. He makes our offense better. We have to figure out a way to scheme this up. Yes, I'm not gonna put Trae Young on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I will put him on Lou Dort. I'll stick him on Lou Dort. And if Lou Dort is gonna beat me with 30 points, that was our game plan, whether we had Trae Young or not. So like it doesn't even matter. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the way we speaking about Trae Young right now, we speaking of him as if he don't belong in the NBA.
Moss
And
has
it's like-
rolled.
And it's
Moss,
like, bro,
I just
what
think
are we
not
doing?
everyone is made to win championships.
No,
No,
not
I
everyone.
agree.
He's-
Not every team win them, but I'm saying he definitely gives you a better shot to win the championship than Emmanuel Quickly. Like,
what I'm
for sure.
asking, what I'm asking, because you made an interesting point, Mars, about role players getting better. Have these guys always been this good, and then now they just expanded offenses, schemes have gotten better? And the reason why I'm bringing that up, Mars, is because the first thing I think about is, and I keep bringing up this name, is guys like Jeremy Lin. So Jeremy Lin is a rotation guy. He comes in and he just gets busy. With Jeremy Lin getting busy, there's a bunch of guys in the league going, I'm nice like that too. But like to your point, Amino, I got to go stand in the corner because that's not our offense. If I was involved in the offense, and if there was schemes that were more tailored to my game, then maybe I can get busier than what I'm already doing. Norman Powell is a prime example of that. Norman Powell, even though he was playing behind guys who were better than him, he still is a baller. He still is a damn good rotation guy. So now we're in a space with guys like Trae Young, who, I mean, his game hasn't really advanced that much. I mean, he still does point guard things. He's still awesome as a point guard distributor. He's still awesome as a point guard, one of the best distributors in the game. I do think that he can knock down a shot. I don't think that he's as efficient that I would like him to be, but I feel like in today's game, I feel like the role players and the rotation guys, I still think that they were awesome 5-8 years ago. I just think that schemes have changed, and I think that because schemes have changed, they've made these guys I think that they've made these guys look way better. Because the schemes
there just aren't as many Bruce Bowens and PJ Tuckers anymore, Alfred Aminos, and these guys, these sort of like these three.
I could argue PJ Tucker better than a lot of people.
Yeah, that's not really my debate. I think more or less my debate is that these guys were standstill shooters as opposed to guys who could dribble past shoot. Like when you look at a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, even if you look at a guy like McDaniels, right? They're just better. Like, and not necessarily better at what they do, but necessarily what they're asked to do is so much more expansive. Like they're asked to put the ball on the ground. They're secondary playmakers. They're able to attack closeouts. They're able to, catch threes off of movement. It's just not as stationary as it used to be, where you just kick it out to Bruce Bowen, because I can hide Trae Young on Bruce Bowen. I can do that, but I cannot. Yeah, but I can't hide Trae Young on McDaniels.
Yeah, you can, because to the same point
you cannot.
You can.
Same McDaniels who couldn't attack Şengün a year ago, by the way. What kind of events?
Yeah,
Jaden McDaniels.
Hold on.
Look at him. He's leveled up.
Jaden McDaniels from Minnesota. You can't. I'm listening.
I'm gonna tell you why you can. Because at the end of the day, if Jaden McDaniels beat us, great. Like if he beat us, we're gonna bank on him beating us. And by the
No.
way, if he do beat us and he keep attacking Trae Young and having these games, guess what? His ass not gonna be on the Minnesota Timberwolves for long. He gonna want a different role. Like that's what happens when guys start doing the shit that y'all say they can do. Oh well, we gonna attack him and we gonna have this hell of a game.
Well, I
If
always
Trae
was
Young,
able to
if
do this, though,
McDaniels
Trent.
go out there and give Trae Young 35 for the series, McDaniels not gonna stay on the Timberwolves for long. I can
Okay.
tell you that.
It's not about
And I-
35. You don't need to put 35 on
No,
the
you
other team.
don't.
You could just score like 10 points in a quarter and the game is over. Like the wrong quarter, the game is over. If Jaden McDaniels, look, I don't want to have to, say this like so candidly, but like I think Trae Young, with how bad he is defensively, you have to be like funneling the offense through him to justify him being even a
We
starter on a
literally
team.
just saw this. We did. We just saw this in the playoffs last year in 25 when we saw what PJ, what Pete was the kid from Dallas.
PJ Washington.
Yeah, we saw what he did when, okay, we're going to actively make him shoot the basketball, right?
Yeah, and
that's what we're going to do, right?
Trey
With
is
that-
if you lost, you just lost.
Trey
Not a
is a
big
different
deal.
level of awful because he, unlike
Yeah,
a
but that's
lot of other
slightly
poor
different. That was
defenders,
more
he
so
doesn't
like,
even
we'll
stand
let
in
him
place.
shoot, but
He doesn't even offer resistance, Jordan. He doesn't get back in transition. He
but
doesn't.
isn't that what we're
There's
doing?
nothing.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing he does on defense that you can say is positive. There's not one singular thing that you can point to. You can't say,
think that
"Oh, he's
So Trae Young just standing right there, and then somebody say move Trae, and he just move. That's
bro."
what you
Like,
saying?
he doesn't-
he is a pylon. He is the
You
definition
know
of a
what,
pylon.
guys? You know what? I'm tired of this Trae Young hate fest. So we are going to get
It's
to
not a hate
better
fest,
place,
Ron.
all right? No, chill. We're going to go to a place of love. We're going to go to a place of compassion. We are going to go to a place that it feels like heaven on earth, y'all. This is the NFL Player Survivor Contest that Splash Sports is bringing us. We are partnering with them. Player's Choice, Splash Sports, NFL Playoff Survivor, and the potential prize pool is $6,750. Now, it's real easy to enter, y'all. You scan this QR code on the screen, or you simply click the link in the bio. Once you do that, you will go to the Splash Sport. Well, you'll download Splash Sports, and then you'll go to the Splash Sports NFL Player Survivor homepage, and there you will be able to pick whichever team you want to pick that you believe will win their wild card game this weekend. And for instance, let's say you pick the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers win and they advance. Well, you won't be able to pick the Packers again the following week. You'll have to choose another team that won, but you will choose another team. And let's say it's the Seattle Seahawks, and you choose them and they win. Then the next week, you would choose one more team. And let's say it's the Buffalo Bills, and they advance. Then you'll be in the Super Bowl, and you will have to choose a team to win the Super Bowl. Now, let's say you get every single pick right. You will have an opportunity to win this $6,750. However, if you miss any pick, you're done. You're out. You don't win any money. That's how it works, y'all. The entry deadline is January 10th. Y'all make sure you get in ASAP, and y'all make sure you get in on time because you don't want to miss your shot at winning this $6,750. And while you're there, you might as well play quick picks like we about to do right here, right now. Fellas, we got some picks to get into. Yo, Big Ox, before you do anything, go up to the NBA.
Oh, we're not doing NFL? Okay.
No, I mean, we could do that, but
No, NBA. This is NBA.
wait. You see, go back up. You see that right up there? It says Player's Choice 50% boost.
Ooh. Must include Anthony Edwards, huh?
Must
Let's
include
apply that.
Anthony Edwards. So when you choose Anthony Edwards and put him in your contest today, and today only, you will get a 50% boost. So we're going to see how that works. Let's go ahead and rock with Ant. Yo, chill. Since you are an Ant-Man type of guy,
Yes, sir.
what do you want to do with Ant? What do you like?
We got
let's
PRA.
see
We got
here.
points and rebounds, points and assists, points.
Who they
assists, and
playing?
Rebounds.
They play Miami. Yeah, they got the Heat tonight.
Again?
Yeah,
But
they got the Heat tonight.
this is in
at
Minnesota?
home. Yeah, it's in Minnesota. Yep, it's at home. That PRA 35 and not the PRA, the points and the rebounds 30. I tell you what, Ron. I'm gonna take the The threes, I got 3.5 threes
I was
made.
about to say that 3.5 threes made. That is looking scrumptious.
Yeah, let's go up a little bit more on that one. I think I can get more than 3 threes out of him tonight.
I'll take the more on that.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yes,
we
sir.
go. Our 50% boost is now activated. Mars, is there anybody that you would like to potentially go less with? You can't go more too.
Let me see who's playing today.
Got Orlando,
Spurs, Memphis.
Washington. Got Cleveland, Indiana. I got LA versus New Orleans Pelicans.
Like Cleveland's gonna put belt to ass with Indiana.
Oh, the
Let's
Suns
go
The Spurs are
with-
playing Memphis.
I have to take I have to take the less on someone, or I can do whatever.
You can do
You
whatever.
can do whatever you want. I don't know who I'm taking the less on though.
Let's go with what's Zion's line looking like?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Zion?
And for the record, he gets busy against the Lakers. Let's put that out there.
24 and a half.
So Zion needs to score 25.
That low key.
Sure, we'll go with the more for Zion. We'll go with the more.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that one.
Okay. So we can only take 4 picks for this boost. So
Pin, would you like to not screw up our contest?
I don't think have I missed on a single one yet? I think I might have missed on one.
We don't have to dwell in the past mistakes and all of that good stuff. We could just, make better conscious decisions right now.
No, I was evoking the Penstradamus reputation of always being right on these things.
So what else you got for us?
I heard that that's one of the most positively viewed upon qualities. When someone always thinks that they're right, everybody likes them. So I'm going with that.
That's probably why everybody like me.
There you go. See, there you go. Walking proof.
So Pin, what you want to rock with? What you like?
Whew. Okay. So
Whatever you do, don't pick Peyton Watson because his ass will shoot until he can't shoot no more, even though he had a trash ass game.
What do you call it, Ox?
can't
Shoot it
pick
to you
him
what, Ox?
You can't pick him and go less.
Hell no, he gonna shoot until he get more.
You see that Westbrook one?
Westbrook over 13.5 against Dallas. Dallas is a good defense, though. I don't love that. What is Dylan Harper's line? Ooh, okay. 11.5 points. I got you. Yeah.
Hell no, he ain't getting that.
Why not?
Because some games he be stinking it up. He have a good game defensively and passing the ball, but scoring. Some games he be stinking that shit up.
Jordan, what you want to rock with?
That's rebounds for Jaren Jackson.
rebounds is 5.5.
That is
Less.
ridiculous, bro.
And you're still taking left.
They make it so low that it's like
He had one rebound Friday. One.
Yeah, so law of averages, you're gonna get like 6.
Look right here. You got rebounds at 5.5. You want that less?
Less. That motherfucker ain't getting no rebounds tonight.
You know what's funny? So Dylan Harper, the last few games, 4, 12, 7, 11, 2,
That's what I'm
22,
saying.
6. Wait a second though. We are on a bad game right now. So the next game will be good. So he has one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game. So he's on a good game. There you go.
All right.
There you go. He can't have 2 bad games in a row.
All right, Penn. Don't say I didn't tell you.
All right, as y'all can see, Big Ox, what is that? We applying the boost right now. 10 turns into 180.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
That ain't fair.
Hey, Big Ox, what you acting cheap for? Put 50 on it.
Oh no.
It's a $20. It's a $20 max, man.
Well, let's max out.
All right.
We maxed out with Dylan Harper shit.
Yeah.
Zion gonna let us down. I already know. Zion gonna let us down.
Yes, yo,
I know
and
who-
that's
I
how
know
we
who's not
rock it
gonna let
today.
Remember what happened last time he played the Lakers? Clutch made that phone call.
Y'all, I know who's not gonna let
Zion
us
been
down.
hooping.
Jaren Jackson is not gonna let us down. I guarantee he has 3 rebounds tonight.
Zion. Jaren Jackson gonna be on his Dennis Rodman tonight. You gonna see.
Never.
He gonna have those rebounds in the first quarter.
Hey, I cut the game off. Did the Nuggets win last night? No, they was in overtime.
Yeah,
They
won.
did
They
win.
won.
Well, Mars, you
They
was
did
speaking.
win.
You was spitting then.
You know,
Oh, when I said the Nuggets, when I said the Nuggets would win.
Mm-hmm. You was spitting.
I've watched enough Philadelphia basketball to know what was about to happen.
That they play junk ball, right? That they play a bunch
They
of
were
junk ball.
15.5 point dogs.
Yeah,
on the road.
I could have told you they should have been favorites. I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes you can win without having your best PRA merchant. But
they ain't have any of their 6 best PRA merchants. But yeah.
Oh my god,
bro. The Sixers.
Are we going? Damn the Sixers. Are we going to talk about that all-time great team y'all was trying to tell me about?
They got their ass stumped last night by the all-time worst team.
What about
you guys gonna put some respect on Charlotte? That's what's gonna happen.
Hornets
you guys
are
gonna
good
on Charlotte.
at basketball.
The Charlotte Hornets are good at basketball now.
They are good at basketball.
No, OKC are playing terrible. OKC are playing terribly. Charlotte do need some respect,
amazing.
is what I'm saying. Charlotte.
That is amazing. Hey, Ron, where did Penn have Charlotte in the power rankings?
That's a good question. Where did
Last?
No.
Shall I dig these up?
Yeah,
I bet he had them at like 27 or 26.
See, Ox, unlike you, I actually don't mind my receipts getting
Okay, well that's why I asked.
I'm not one of those tepid people like, oh
yeah,
no.
that's why I asked, because I know you must have your nuts. The bottom half or the bottom third?
You actually had them kind of high, actually.
Where?
You might have actually had him the highest out of everybody.
Where, 24?
I wonder why.
He had him 20th.
Oh, you forgot though. But you forgot though. He a con guy. Come on,
bottom third. That's bottom third. Like I said. Bro.
I mean, barely.
But you know him being a con.
There's 30 teams. That's actually middle third, Ox.
But all right, fellas, we're going to get into all the games that happened last night.
Yeah, you're right. 20 at the end of
it will be the bottom of the. It will be the last.
Right, at 20.
They're the bottom of the middle.
Yo, we had game winners. We had upsets. We had everything that you needed last night. We're going to get into all these games in a fast breakdown here in a second. But before we do that, y'all already know we got to make a pit stop in the super chat section. Let's see what the people talking about, fellas. The first super chat I got is from Indie Screenshots. Well, here we go. I guess we couldn't avoid the topic. Indie Screenshots said the Hornets are 9-4 when their big 3 starts. Also, I believe the best offensive rating in the league when those 3 guys are on the court. Are they one off season away from the jump?
Nope. They one foolishness away from being back to trash again.
No, they're not. They're a good team. I've watched this team very closely. I'm
I've
very
been watching them too. They ain't that good.
129 offensive rating when LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and Concanippo were on the court.
That is very good.
That is awesome.
When are we gonna say offensive ratings are kind
Unfortunately, 124 defensive rating is very bad.
Yeah, for sure. But Charlotte are talented. That's the thing. They just can't stay healthy. LaMelo's always out. Brandon Miller's always out. Con's been like the steady presence, and Con is amazing, by the way. I want to just take this time to give my flowers to my glorious goat, Musa Diabate. Just
they got another Diabate overseas, Mars. I was wondering if you knew him.
Oh, do they? Oh, no, I don't know. Well, I'm not aware, but if I can get tapped in, maybe.
You know what's interesting?
Andy
I know it's very small sample size, but when you add Musa Diabate to those 3, do you know what happens? Good things happen. Their defensive rating goes down to 111. They become a plus 27.4. So that lineup is the future.
It's probably not the future. See, that's what I'm saying.
73 minutes. I don't care. Those are 73 glorious ass minutes.
But I do think LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and Concanippo is the start of that's the start of something, and then you got to obviously add pieces around that. And Musa's obviously not going to be a championship starting center, but do I think Musa Diabate can be a backup big? Yes. Do I think Sion James is someone who can be a nice little backup guard, point of attack, pesky defense, make threes, be a good decision maker? Yes. I also want to give credit to Tijan Salon. Much better than he was his rookie year. Actually looking like an NBA player. So credit to him. Want to give him his flowers because I was very critical of him last year. Who else is on that roster? Well, outside of those, Miles Bridges, I'm not the biggest fan of, but he does have like a scoring punch that is much needed for a bad team.
You got to apologize to Brandon Miller too, because you say he can't create his own shot.
And that's a fact. Penn, you was up here doing that too.
Yeah, y'all gotta say that. And I asked y'all, what y'all mean?
I'm still not particularly high on Brandon.
I'm not the highest on him.
Can he create his own shot?
I mean, not to an efficient level, in my opinion, no. But do I think he's capable of creating a shot for himself? Sure, but I don't think it's viable offense at the highest level. Brandon Miller self creation,
Brandon Miller,
really gifted shooter for sure. So you get credit for that.
What did you say, Penn?
It's like Jabari
Yeah.
Smith. I'm not running an offense through Jabari Smith. I mean, he can get his own shot.
Brandon
all,
Miller's a
he-
better creator than Jabari.
Yeah, way better
I'll
credit
say
than
that.
Jabari
He
Smith.
better
I'm a
than
big
Jabari.
Jabari Smith fan.
But
Been balling,
yeah,
by the way.
I think Charlotte are talented. I didn't buy into when we did the worst teams in the NBA. Charlotte aren't with those guys. They're not. They're a decent team with like, and I've never bought. I don't understand why Charles Lee gets so criticized. It looks like he's trying to build foundations there. Like it looks like they're trying to emphasize important things. They've been a really good offensive rebounding team for 2 years now. So they're obviously trying to emphasize that. They're obviously trying to get the threes up, the Boston philosophy. So like they're trying to play the analytics game, win possession battles, get up a lot of threes. And you can see that with like the offensive results. Like when those three talented guys are on the court, their offense is really, really good. And a large part of that is because the 3-point shooting. And like Penn says, when you add Musa to that, the offensive rebounding, like you can see what they're trying to build there. It just comes down to, can they be more healthy? Can they add another lottery pick to that? What do they draft? Like Charlotte, they got potential. It's just going to be.
Are they better than
actually
Atlanta? Who are they better than? Are they better than Atlanta? I feel
No.
like I've watched this team 8 times this year, and
They're
to
better
me,
offensively than Atlanta.
Yeah, I feel like they're better than Atlanta. I feel like they're better than Milwaukee.
They're not better than Milwaukee.
I feel watching them.
I don't. They're not better than Milwaukee.
Not
To be
better
honest,
than
it's out of
Milwaukee.
They just played Milwaukee to like basically a draw. They lost on obviously the game winner, but they played Milwaukee close this year.
Yeah, I know, but Giannis, like if you watch the Milwaukee game, all they gotta do is just park Giannis' ass right in the middle.
I mean, yeah, Giannis being the great equalizer or
Yeah.
the great difference maker. Yeah, no one's
Sure.
gonna really argue about that. Yeah, but like
That's what
I think
it's
that
over with.
shows that like if the difference between Milwaukee and Charlotte is Giannis. Now, obviously, Giannis is a big thing, but what I'm saying is like if Giannis is the difference between Charlotte winning or Milwaukee winning by this much, I think that's a testament to like how good.
Charlotte.
I
but see,
will
look,
say
the
this.
thing with Charlotte
This
is
is the-
Charlotte got talent. They just got to grow up. Like once they grow up and kind of like they got young guys. They got young
They're
kids
growing
over there.
up
Young
right
kids
now.
over there. They're just playing. So like once they grow up and kind of mature a little bit, and I think I don't know if Charles Lee would be the coach for that long of a duration to see it all the way through, and if Charlotte will hang on to that because they do some questionable things with their guys and their franchise. But if they can grow them together and let those kids mature into men, that's a trio right there. Even with Miles Bridges being the fourth one on that one, that's a hell of a lineup. Now you just got to add.
We don't live in that space though, and the reason why
we don't. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we don't.
Right now,
They want it right now. We got to win the championship today or tank.
We can't turn these guys into pros. We can't make these guys have to be pros, and they got to be awesome right now.
Right now, yeah.
Mars is a prime example of like he just said, this kid TJ Shalom. He wasn't an NBA player when he first showed up. You know what, Mars? He's actually turning into an NBA player, right? He's actually becoming an NBA player. On top of that, LaMelo Ball, who you guys know that I'm not a huge fan of LaMelo Ball, but Ron, he's been in the lineup the last 10 games. That's been going on.
That's crazy. That's an accomplishment for him.
Yeah, he's actually been in the lineup for the last 10 games. Problem with that though, Mars, is the fact that he's been in the lineup for the last 10 games. Kalkbrenner has been out of the lineup since December the 20th. So that's a problem. So the offensive rebounding that you're talking about, the rim finishing that you're talking about, they don't get that. With all of that being said, Oklahoma City, Charlotte does not come in your building and stop y'all by 30. I'm not trying to hear that.
Chill.
I don't care how good they are.
We're gonna circle back around to this game. We are not done with this. I promise you, Oklahoma City. You guys will hear about this today. But we are still in the crunch time chat segment, so we're gonna move on to the next super chat from Cowboy Bob. Bob Solo said Washington can pay him and they won't lose a whole heap. I want Trae to have a team that makes him better. Still feel there is a 4-team trade in the works. Knicks got what they deserved. Go New York, go.
Yeah,
I also want to say Jalen Brunson is a horrible defender too, by the way.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just about the worst trade, to be honest with you.
No, he's not.
He's better than Trae. Like off the fact that like he'll take charges and he'll be physical and like isolation.
Yeah, but other
like,
than
He'll
that,
try to get in the right position.
He's a bad defender. It's like, but he is better than Trae. But like the same issues.
Ugly chick.
marginal again.
That's all.
Yeah, but the same issues with Jalen Brunson are right. That's why like there's hesitation with like for me, for example, like how do you win a championship when you employ Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns defensively? And you have to play playoff. Like that's a genuine question I have with Jalen Brunson, who I think is clearly better than
You
Clearly
don't,
better than
Mars.
Trae Young.
And the
So
reason
it's
why
like
you
there's
don't-
still concerns there. So it's like being a
And-
horrible defender is a hard thing in today's game.
well, here's the thing,
Yeah,
Mars.
I
To your
guess
point,
so. I mean, but the Knicks got action.
as
Sure.
bad of a defender as you are, in order to win the championship, which is the aspirations of the Knicks, you have to be all-time great as an offensive player. Can Jalen Brunson be Jamal Murray good in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like what Jamal Murray did in 23? Can he be that good? Can he do that?
He's done that
Yeah.
Is he not
before.
better than
Has
Jamal
he?
Murray? Am I,
Yeah,
am I-
that's
Like
what I
what,
said,
I'm
like,
talking
yeah.
about what Jamal Murray did in the
My bad.
playoffs in 23.
Chill, he's done
Can
it.
he
He
be
did
that
that last year.
So last year,
Jalen
he was
Brunson-
I
better
might,
than-
Jalen Brunson
I might
does
be
that every
tripping. I
year.
don't know.
Okay,
Jalen
you're
Brunson's
not
better than
good.
Jamal
So
Murray in the
now-
playoffs.
Did
My
Jamal
bad.
Murray be Jalen Brunson good?
Okay, so now let's couple that with can Cat be Joker good in the playoffs?
No,
'Cause that's
hell
what it's
no.
gonna take.
Okay, well, okay.
No,
That's what it's gonna take.
It don't take that. It necessarily don't.
It
take
100
that.
Well, that's what it takes.
Take
That's
that.
what it takes to go 16-4 against what I would deem easy relative to championship.
That's what it's going to take.
Standards,
You're going to have to be
competition.
that good
Not
because you're that
necessarily.
bad defensively.
I think we can't always compare how one team win a championship like that's how the other will win. Like I think it changes year by year. People
That's
get
not what I'm
hurt,
doing, though, Drench.
schemes change. Like you don't have to win. Like the Knicks don't have to win a championship with the output of Jamal Murray and Jokic. Like they also got Cat, they got Brunson, they got OG Anunoby. Like they got other guys on the team that can help them out in different ways.
And
Like
Denver had
that's the
those
point of a
guys, too.
team.
Denver
We
had
can't just
Aaron
look at
Gordon.
two guys and say if these two guys don't play like those two guys, we can't win.
How
Like,
can,
I don't
how
necessarily
can
agree
you
with
say that though, Jordan? When you're talking about two of their main guys, it's not just two guys. This is two of our main guys, and this is our
Yeah,
two of
but
our
no,
main
but
guys.
no one's looking at like the 2014 Spurs and be like, can Tim Duncan be Shaquille O'Neal and can Manu
Yeah.
Ginobili be Kobe Bryant? If not, they
Yeah.
can't win.
You're
Like,
looking at a team.
no, well,
Okay, first
there's
of
a
all-
bunch of different ways to win. You don't have
Yes.
to win the way this team won.
But here's the difference with that, Mars. The difference with that example is that the San Antonio Spurs, the one thing that they always had, that they still had in 2014, was their defense was still awesome. And that was Tim
Sure.
Duncan. Even though Tim Duncan had taken a step back offensively, he could still make a bucket. He still could get you a bucket, but his defense didn't fall off a cliff. He still was awesome. However,
Cat gives you something like
he
rebounding
doesn't.
sometimes.
No,
Sometimes he
he
gives you
will
shot
rebound.
blocking.
Defensive rebounding.
Let me
yeah,
argue
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
yeah,
then he
That's
give you
correct.
some
He
shot
will-
blocking
yes,
sometimes
he will.
too.
He
Don't
will
do that with
rebound.
Cat.
Here's the
And he
difference,
give
though,
you
with that.
40% from three. Don't do that.
But here's the difference, though, Drench. The difference with that is with that offense,
think
because I
it's
watched it
40%
last night
this
and
year.
run, and I know that
Maybe
we're going
not
to get
this
in.
year,
Matter of fact,
but-
I'm going to save this until we get into our.
I got 6 points, right?
He was
Something like that?
completely, yeah. Well, I'm going to save this until we get into our.
I hate blaming just
Yo,
the loss
it's-
on one
it's
person.
funny, though,
I hate
because
that.
I
El-
agree. Well, sometimes it is
El-
on one person.
Sometimes, but I just
Yeah.
hate that.
For the most part, I agree. Yeah.
Elton C is mad at all of us because we're talking about the Knicks. And Elton C said, can y'all please put some goddamn respect on my Pistons? That was a straight up back alley ass beating they put on the fake Knicks. Cade for MVP conversation. He's the best point guard in the East.
Well, and can we take
if,
it?
They can't beat
uh,
their ass though.
Let me
if
tell you
Jokic
something
keeps
right now. 'Cause
missing
whenever I
time-
hear stuff like this,
Mm.
I promise you, Penn, whenever I hear stuff like this, they really don't feel like that. It's actually, they want to take it a step further. They're scared to say it. You think KD
They want to say he the best point guard in the
league,
NBA.
you think he the best point guard in the league? You just scared to say it, ain't you, Elton? Because to say he the best point guard in the
That's
East,
a hell of a projection to put on him, but I mean,
I don't think something.
Stand on your nuts, Elton. Say
Let
what
me
you
tell you
mean.
why, Mars. Let me tell you why, Mars. Because I literally just had this conversation on my live stream this morning, where a guy who was a Detroit Pistons fan said that he was the best point guard in the East. But then I asked him, I said, "Do you really think that, or do you think he's the best point guard in the league?" All of a sudden, there's silence, and he said, "We go from he's a top 3 point guard to now he's a top 2 point guard." Okay, so who do you think is better than him? Okay, I think SGA is better than him. So you think he's better than Luka? Why do you think he's better than Luka? Well, wait a minute. The defense, I think, is the separation. So now you actually think that he's the best point guard, arguably in the league, as opposed to just being the best point guard. And so you
he said he was second.
No.
Did he say he was arguably SGA?
I'm not done. I'm
Oh, my
not
fault.
done,
My
Mars.
fault. My
No,
fault. Maybe
I'm
he
not
did say
done.
that. My bad. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
I'm not
Jumping the
done.
gun.
He said that SGA was the best point guard, but he thinks that Cade Cunningham is a much better passer. He's a much better
Which
defender.
he is.
He's a much better passer. He's
Yeah.
a much better defender. He's bigger. He's more versatile. And what he's doing for this Detroit team is more impressive than what Cade and than what SGA is doing in Oklahoma City right now.
Newsflash, Pin.
So we went from him being the best point guard in the East to a top 3 point guard to the arguably best point guard in the league. If you feel like that, say it. Don't run from it.
Stand on your nuts.
You feel like
Hey,
that?
in
Say
Detroit,
it.
Does Cade
Hey,
get subbed out at the end of close games?
Oh, man.
Well, the best point guard in the East is at worst the 4th best point guard in the league, right? At worst, because if you would just have Steph still in the top 3, it would be Shea, Luka, Steph. But some people would have the best point guard in the East ahead of Steph. So saying the best point guard in the East is the top 3 point guard in the league isn't exactly a leap. Saying he's better than Luka, yeah, that's probably some Detroit fan-ness. But I don't think that means every Detroit fan who says he's the best point guard in the East thinks he's actually the best point guard in the league. I think that's a bit of a mischaracterization.
Detroit.
But maybe
I'm
that guy
with y'all.
does think that. Maybe he'll be like, actually, I do think that. I don't know. But
Man, can we
Detroit,
just acknowledge
I
that
am
Luka?
with y'all, Detroit. All right.
Luka got
I'm
some
with
shit
y'all.
going on this year, man. I don't know.
Hey, Detroit, poke your chest out. All right? Poke your chest out right now. Cade Cunningham is hooping. I said he was the best point guard in the East this past summer. I've been there. But if y'all feel like he the best point guard in the league, hey, you got every right to feel that way. Because the way he's hooping and the way they are smacking teams, feel how you. Hey, look, if I'm in Detroit, hey, chill, you right. If I'm in Detroit, we're not the best team in the East.
We the best team in the league. We the best.
And I feel that way. And I feel, hey, Detroit, y'all got every right to feel how y'all want to feel. Hey, Detroit stand up.
coming for OKC's records.
Oh, by the
Detroit
way,
basketball.
Right now, they're like 2.5 games back.
for the record,
Yeah.
Boston is 3 games out the 1 spot. I just want to put that out there.
And Jason Tatum coming back? Okay.
No, he's not. Mm-mm.
Yes,
He's not.
He'll be back soon.
He's
What
coming
they
back,
need
Joe.
him back for? They're going to win a championship without him.
Yeah, they are. They second in the East right now. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
They-
They
You know what's so
contenders
crazy
without
is?
him.
You know what's so crazy is? And shout out to the amazing followers that I have of mine on all platforms. When I talked about the Celtics offense, I didn't realize they were last in pace. Like I had no idea that they were last in pace.
They've never
Yes,
been a fast-paced team. Like the
Yeah,
year they won
they've
NBA
been lost
championship, they
in
was
pace
bottom
for a
10.
couple years now.
Yeah, they
I
were.
think.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that with the way they
played
played basketball was dumb as hell. But this year, I like how they slowing it down. You know what I like? I'll just be honest because I'm a little bit biased. I like the fact that they using JB and putting his ass in the post more than just jacking up regular threes. Like, but I'm starting to see that from a lot of teams though. I'm starting to see a lot of teams just say, you know what, I'm gonna just stick this guy in the post, and then we just gonna play out there. I think basketball is slowly turning back to what it used to be. Because I think Penn said this like last week that mid-range shots is the most made shots in the NBA or some shit like that.
No, mid-rangers are 2-pointers are worth more than 3-pointers in the NBA
This
right
year.
now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
That's the first
couple
time
years.
in a while, right? That's the
yeah, so I
yeah.
think the game is slowly going back to what it's supposed to be. And I remember having this debate, and Ron, we can move on to this, but I remember having this debate with Mars a while. Well, not really debate. And I was just like, you know, people were like, back in the day, people just spam post-ups. And I remember saying, yeah, because it's closer to the basket. Like, I think people just think just because you post up, they were just doing it because it's old. Yeah, that's old school shit. Post up. It's like, nah, but because it's close to the basket. If I can get close to the basket, people can react. So I'm starting to see a little bit more teams willing to put their guy in the post. Because if I can score out of that shit, you gotta collapse. Like Giannis. Bro, it would make no fucking sense for the Bucks
This shit
to
sounds
sit up
so
there and play
elementary. The
one-on-one
reason
with
why I'm
Giannis at
saying
the
that
top of
is
the key.
because I literally heard Jabbar say, the closer you get to the basket, what, Ox?
It's simple
Better chance you have
basketball.
of scoring.
The
I don't think the game.
One more time, Miles. I don't think they heard you. The closer you get to the
The
basket,
better
what?
chance you have of scoring.
It's simple. Do you see
That
Giannis?
don't
Do you
sound
see
like
Giannis?
that. Doesn't sound
When Giannis
difficult at
parked
all.
that thing right in the middle of the floor, I swear, if you don't send 2, no, you got to send 3. You got to send 3 for Giannis. If you don't send 3 players for Giannis, it's over with. Like, I'm watching the Hornets play them, and there's 4 people coming down, and Giannis still scoring that shit. Like,
I think
simple basketball.
we just focused on the wrong
Top 10
things for a
scorer in the
while.
league, yeah.
Like,
easily
I-
top 5.
We've never gone away from physicality being a good thing in basketball. Like last I checked, Ron Artest won championships. Shaquille O'Neal won championships, right? Nikola Jokic won a championship. Giannis won a championship. Kawhi won championships. These are all very physical
Duncan.
players. Tim Duncan.
San
These are all
Antonio
physical
won a
players.
championship, yes.
Paul Pierce, very physical player. Kevin Garnett, very
Garnett,
physical player.
sure.
Rondo, Kid. These are just big players, big human beings are good, and that's never really gone away
That
from
Warriors team is not a finesse team, by the way. Just because they shot the three does not mean that they were a
That's
finesse
exactly
team.
what I
yeah,
meant. That's exactly what I meant,
Dre,
Joe.
you have Draymond Green out there.
Yeah, they were.
You have Draymond Green, you have Andre Iguodala, you had Andrew Bogut for a little while. You had some dudes, man. I mean, like you had some physical dudes who put into you. Like even Klay Thompson. Like I think people just kind of lost the plot with the 3-pointers. Like they got distracted by the threes, but they didn't realize like how those threes were so open. Those threes were open because Draymond is such a great screener. Like they're open because they're big
Steph
down.
moves so much without the ball.
Illegal screens. Yeah.
I think people, and me and Chill talked about this last time. People got psyoped into believing that in order to beat the Warriors, you got to match their threes, not knowing that the Warriors made the most mid ranges at the time too. So I think people just got psyoped into believing shit like that. But
we got to play like they play. That's why they got blown out, Drench, for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't compete with Steph. But it's fun to see basketball go back to starting to go back. Even bad teams, I'm starting to see bad teams kind of slow down and just play real basketball. All this junk ball, dumb shit. Like I argued for this at the beginning of the season. The NBA plays way too many possessions. Way too many. For you to play that many possessions, a great bulk of them are meaningless. We just going up there, running up and down the court. And I think that's why injuries happen with playing meaningless possessions. Man. No basketball player that hoop for real ever wanted to do that. That's why real hoopers be like, if we're not going to play for real, I'm not going to play. Because you get hurt.
Think about that for a second, Mars. If you think about what he just said, like, why do we need 130 possessions to get 115 points? We don't need that many possessions.
Ask the 1960s. But I would say the per possession value of shots nowadays is higher than it has ever been. So I would say maybe they don't need as many possessions, sure. But it's also an undeniable fact that the earlier in the clock you take shots, the more efficient they are. Because typically, if you're taking shots early in the clock, they're wide open layups.
What if we went to a 30? What if we went to a 30-second shot clock? Would you be happy with that, Jordan? If we went to a 30-second shot clock, would you be happy with that?
Not in the NBA, no. Not in the NBA, no. But not in the
NBA. I don't think that'll matter anyways.
That would reduce the number of possessions for sure.
I don't necessarily know
because
if you went back to the 24-second clock after offensive rebounds, I think that could slow down the game.
Yeah, I think that would. I think that would too. They should have never changed that shit though. By the way, but
it's so crazy going back and watching old games and they get an offensive rebound, they kick out and they run a whole nother set. It's like, God damn, I forgot this is what.
But it was though. If your ass thought you needed to stop and they got their rebound, game over.
What about 10-second backcourt violation instead of 8-second backcourt?
No, if they go back to,
there's a lot of things that can slow down pace, is what I'm saying.
I mean, but it wouldn't necessarily slow it down though.
It would. Put that back in the game.
But Pin. So here's my thing. Just because you have 10 seconds to get across half court doesn't mean you're going to use 10 seconds. Just because you have a 30-second shot clock doesn't mean you're going to use it. Mike D'Antoni had a 24-second shot clock.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
And they went 8 seconds or less, or 7 seconds or less.
Yeah,
a lot of teams are still like the way that people shoot right now, and the way that people are ill-advised, they're going to shoot the first open shot they get no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's and you could give them a 40-second shot clock. If somebody gets an open three, they're shooting the ball.
If you extend
also NBA defenses can't guard each other for 30 seconds. That's not possible in today's game.
Yeah, not for 30
seconds. Too much space.
But I will say you'll see a better quality of basketball just by like and I wasn't gonna come around to this, but I think I'm finally coming around to it because I just have to accept what the NBA is giving. They playing too many games then. Like they playing way too many games because it's like they don't value each game like they used to anymore. And I don't know if it's because we playing so many possessions or whatever. I have no idea. But I feel like if we slow the game down, man, you'll see how good players be. Like it just become lazy on the organization because they want to tear up a team because they put the team there and it didn't work and they want to tear the shit up because they didn't win a championship. It come lazy coaching. You expect your best player to save you every time, and they don't really have no real strategy other than go be Superman.
If we kept the shot clock at 24 seconds, and when you got the rebound, instead of cutting it down to 14 seconds, kept it at 24 seconds, put the defense on defense more, and made them defend more, wore them down, then sped the game up, that would cause teams to turn the ball over. When we're turning the ball over, we can get up and down the floor more, so we can have more possessions. That doesn't mean that we need 130 of them, But I do think that we could get more possessions because we will put teams on the defense and wear them down more.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. I think we got so far from playing basketball that involves winning. I don't know if it's the incentivized, like the more they incentivize, with money, the more people got away from playing winning basketball for some reason. Like this, what's the incentive on? Is the incentive on winning bigger than the incentive on making first team All NBA?
I think it depends on the player.
Championships don't get you eligible for supermaxes, but all NBAs does.
See that, but that's what I'm saying. So and I think that's part of the reason why certain players, like you can blatantly see certain players are just for themselves. Like certain players want to make sure they get their average. Certain players want to get 30. I'm not mad at it. You got to get your bread. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying
different space,
something happened in this game to where
people have always wanted to get paid at work. It's
Exactly.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a new phenomena.
Let's not.
There's more money to be made now for sure.
So
stat
padding didn't exist.
That's manufactured by the NBA.
No, this is where like I have to draw a line. Stat padding didn't exist in the 80s and 90s, 2000s.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
Is it more prevalent today?
Yeah, I'm saying people play winning less basketball more today than they've ever done.
Okay, but to Mars's point, a possession has never been worth fewer points than it is today. Sorry, or more points than it is today. Like it's
sure, but the context of what we're watching is obvious. Like
we're
looking at it from a number. Statistics always have context. From what we're watching, I'm seeing like you don't think you can maximize Cat having 6 points if you change the way Cat plays. Cat. One thing about Cat, if that motherfucker swung to him in the first 7 seconds, he had top of the key. Shit going up. That shit going up.
But wait a minute though, George.
That's also a really good driver. I don't like that.
Well, but with him being a good driver, to your point, but to counter your point, wouldn't that cause more bad shots? And with causing more bad shots, that would throw the unit off and that would throw the offense off if you're doing that. Especially with a dude like Cat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good pick and pop. I think he's a great pick and pop big. But if I'm consistently giving him the ball and we got to hurry up and we got to get it,
he's gonna shoot it and he shoot it too.
And I might be looking at more bad shots from Cat, and with having more bad shots from Cat, I think that would throw that offense off. But I think that's and we're gonna get to that too, Ron. When we talk about the Knicks.
Yeah, we gonna go ahead and get into that right now. We got the fast breakdown. I'm gonna usher the fast breakdown in with a super chat from Hunter TV. In case you don't know, now you know that the fast breakdown is us talking about every game that happened last night, or as many games as we can cover, and talking about, well, what happened in that game, who won that game, who got busy, and who sold in that game. The first game that we're going to touch on is by way of Hunter TV super chat. Hunter said in a game that included Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George, Jalen fucking Pickett was the best player on the court. Fully healthy Nuggets in foe. Let's go ahead and talk about it, y'all.
Shout out to Zeke Naji. Shout outs to Peyton Watson, who is really just putting up back-to-back like good games now. And shout out to the Denver Nuggets. I saw a clip.
So we shouldn't hear no
on
excuses about
NBA.
players being unplayable.
I saw a clip on NBA and Locked On NBA today of Swiper going crazy after that win. I have never seen Swiper so excited about non-Jokic minutes in my life. It was beautiful to see. It was amazing.
I bet not hear that shit from him. And when I bet not hear not one word about non-Jokic minutes, unplayable, or any of that shit in the playoffs. I just bet not hear.
Well, NBA play, like, I don't know, this is going to be a huge revelation for people. NBA players are talented.
They're good, Mars. Holy shit. Imagine that. NBA players are good.
The reality of the situation is Jalen Pickett is not going to have this opportunity when the Nuggets are healthy. So this is why I say there's a difference between being a great NBA player and being a great basketball player. Pretty much every NBA player is really good at basketball.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's only so many players on each roster that are going to be who the offense is centered around. So then it comes to how do you fit around those guys? How does Jalen Pickett complement the Jokic, Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson, all of those guys? If he doesn't complement those guys well, he's not going to provide a lot of value for the Nuggets when they're healthy. But when all of those guys are out, you can get Jalen Pickett career night where he makes 7 threes, including he burns Embiid and pick and roll 3 or 4 times, like step back.
Zeke Naji career night too.
Yeah, like Zeke Naji, when he has to compliment a guy like Jokic, he has to fit in the starting lineup, he's not going to look as good. But when you give Zeke Naji freedom and confidence and empower him offensively, it's like, oh, look, Zeke Naji, he can play basketball. So it's like, which is more valuable to their NBA value is what they do when the team is fully healthy. But which one is more indicative of their overall basketball skill is probably what they can do when they're a focal point. Most of the NBA guys have been focal points their whole lives until they got to the league. So like their ability
the
to
coaches got to
score
coach though, Mark. That's what I feel like. I feel like coaches got to coach. Every system can't be the same just because we got Jokic and Murray. Like everything, like I get it. That's what they do. That's how you maximize Jokic. But if you know one thing, you might can win one championship. You're not gonna be able to win multiple if you don't maximize what the whole team do. Like you gotta have a system that fits the whole team.
He's
not
been
just
really
your
good
best
for them,
player.
man. He's been really good for them.
David Adelman deserves so much credit. Yeah,
fellas, but to dive back into this game, though, the Denver Nuggets in overtime stunned the Philadelphia 76ers. They were led in large part by Jalen Pickett, who not only played 41 minutes, but had 29 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 7 of 11 from 3. Peyton Watson, 24 points, 7 rebounds. He was 2 for 3 from 3. And then Zeke Naji came through with 21 points. He was 4 or 5 from 3. Zeke Naji also had 8.
The dude swiper hurt. I mean, the dude swiper.
Hunter Tyson gave them some good minutes. Hunter Tyson was coming down in transition, pull up threes. Like it was an interesting game. I'll say that.
I mean, they were playing with house money. It was a total trap game, and I think that there is a psychological component to like when you're so depleted, right? Like we act like those Bobcats teams didn't win games. Like they won 6. So obviously, like these teams, when
they win games, in
there been 6 of them. There was 6 teams they beat that season.
Exactly. You know, like I
the
remember,
Kobe, the last year Kobe Lakers beat the 2016 Warriors.
Yeah,
like people seem to just forget that they beat that.
Expansion Raptors beat,
and they were awful.
Beat the '96 Bulls.
They were
like,
terrible.
Like these teams.
I mean, basketball is played like that. Some games, shit just don't happen for you. Like
exactly,
games,
like when there's 82 games a season, there's gonna be, and that's what makes a 73-9 record so impressive. By the way, the fact that like you barely lose in 82 games is ridiculous.
Yeah, like that basketball is a tough
6 over their last.
Basketball is a tough sport, bro. Like sometimes and like just managing people is the main thing about basketball teams a lot of times. Like you can find a team that actually like each other, that actually enjoy being around each other, that's actually rooting for each other. Shit makes basketball a lot easier. But when you dealing with this motherfucker might not like me like that, you know, he don't see me as that part. Basketball can get rough for you, bro. Like this shit can just get too rough. Like so I understand that. Like you're gonna lose some games. Like the Hornets gonna beat some teams. It's okay. I don't know you're supposed to get beat by 30 though.
I also want to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers and one thing in specific. It appears as if Joel Embiid may in fact be healthy, y'all. He played 40 minutes last night, scored 32 points, had 10 rebounds, was 13 to 22 from the field. Is Joel back?
His ass can't play no defense. Shit.
He's not playing defense at all. He's not playing defense at all.
So can he get the same treatment Trae Young get?
They should play together.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the defense stuff is beginning to become overblown, but that's neither here nor there. But he's definitely not the Joel Embiid of old. I think he's getting better each game. He's spoken about it, but we're probably a while away from Joel Embiid looking like his former self.
So he's looking like Jokic for right now.
It's not even that, Mars, that I'm happy about. I'm happy that he played the last 5 games. The first of which being an overtime game, he played 38 minutes. Next game, he played 35 minutes. Next game, he played 33 minutes. Last night, so the last 4 games, not 5. And then last night, another overtime game, he played 40 minutes. It's just 4 games in a row, 33 plus minutes. Joel might be good, y'all.
I don't know.
Since that Lakers game, which was the end of his career, because I remember how you guys were talking about it, he's averaging 29 points per game and playing 34 minutes. The defense is still working its way back. I do think he's become better at the rim. He's trying to actually alter shots at the basket. He's willing to protect the rim. So like there's progress, but Joel Embiid guarding in space, like the idea that he's getting fried on the perimeter. Joel Embiid, even at his best, was getting fried on the perimeter. He's a drop big. He's an interior big. He's not going to guard in space. That's not what he's been doing for the last 5 years. So if that's the reason his defense is cooked, then I'm just going to say his defense has been cooked for half a decade, and he's been one of the most impactful defenders in the league. So if he can get his rim protection back and his drop defense back, then it's like, okay, we've got something with Embiid, because you're meant to have VJ to guard the perimeter and navigate screens, Paul George, Kelly Oubre when he comes back. Joel Embiid is not going to guard in space. He's not going to switch like that. He can't do that. He couldn't do that before his knees were cooked. So asking him to do that now, and if he can't, you're saying his defense is cooked. I disagree. It's about getting the rim protection back to where it needs to be, and I'm seeing growth in that area. He's still a long way away but I do think it's beginning to get overblown with like,
But
oh, his
there's
defense is
levels to
terrible.
how
I
bad it
don't
used to
think so.
be, Mars. There's like it wasn't this
Sure.
bad. Like you could argue it
Sure,
wasn't
yeah,
a
sure.
strength, but right now I'm seeing a guy who is 12 feet away from the basket and won't even make an attempt to protect the basket. Like he just can't physically move. And that's a
Well, that's
different
not true
level.
because he got that goaltending call last night, and Joel Embiid's he's still a good recovery
Joel
defender.
So it's
Embiid,
not
Joel
true because it happened
Embiid,
once.
I've
no,
no,
Joel
because I've
Embiid,
actually
Joel Embiid's rim defense is mightily improved in the
yes,
last
it actually has. I
few
watched
weeks
him
or
against the
whatnot.
Bulls, like with guys like Basellas trying to attack him at the rim, and he might not be able to jump as high as he used to, but he'll give me stretches where he will protect the rim.
I'm
like
saying
he
if
used to.
he's in
will
transition
do-
and he's recovering in transition and he is like, I don't know, almost recovered to the rim and there is an attack at the rim, he is not able to move fast enough to get there.
well,
Like he's
now
slow, sluggish,
sure.
recovering in transition, and I think teams are just sort of running past him a little bit.
it's still there.
The
It's
pace
just
of the
not-
game is definitely getting to him. I will say
100%. That's going on. That's why Philly plays the way that they do when he's on the floor. That's why when he gets to the top of the key and he's asking for the ball, that's why they don't play as fast as they used to be able to play. Now, what I want to discuss is one thing, Drench, being a lead guard. And being a lead guard, I have to have one thing that I can do to get in the paint, to just get by somebody when the offense is wide open. Tyrese Maxey plays with the basketball a little bit too much for me. I would like to see Tyrese Maxey as fast as he is and as quick as he is, very much like what De'Aaron Fox used to do. De'Aaron Fox throw the ball between his legs, he's gone. De'Aaron Fox cross right to left, he's gone. I feel
everything Maxey do is too fast. Everything he do is
I
too
feel
fast.
like one of the main problems with Maxey as a shot creator, I think that there's a lot of extracurricular things going on with him.
He worked too hard to get it back.
Yeah,
He worked too hard to get it back.
it's
I
not.
think this is a coaching issue. I don't think this is a Tyrese Maxey issue.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you mean?
There's no reason for a guy like Tyrese Maxey, where I keep illustrating. Tyrese Maxey is amazing. He has pretty much, as a scorer, he has one flaw, and it's his ability to create his own offense without an advantage. There is no rhyme or reason why that is the Philadelphia 76ers go-to every time it's time to close a game. The one thing he's not good at when it comes to scoring is the thing they're asking him to do every time down the stretch of games. It makes no sense. Give Tyrese Maxey a slither of an advantage, and something good will happen. He'll create, he'll get downhill, he'll collapse the defense. He's not the greatest passer, but he draws so much attention that he can create for other people. All he needs is this much daylight, and he's either going to be able to get a shot off or he's going to get downhill. But no, clutch time comes, forget screens, forget advantages.
It's ridiculous.
Clean the whole right side of the floor.
It never was.
That's what I said.
Every time I say that, apparently I'm just disparaging Maxey when I say he has one flaw as a scorer. That's it. Tyrese Maxey.
Fire Nick Nurse.
Wrap it up, Morris. Go ahead. Wrap it up, and then we're going to get to the next
I just want to let people know. Tyrese Maxey in pick and roll is one of the most efficient players in the NBA. He's shooting 43% on threes in that situation. In transition, he's shooting 60% from the field. As a spot-up shooter, he's shooting 39% from three. Coming off screens, DHOs, all of that stuff. He is shooting 43% from three. He is shooting 52% from the field. In handoffs, he's shooting 48% from the field and 46% from three. In isolation, Tyrese Maxey is shooting 35% from the field. It makes no sense to have this guy isolating as much as he does. It's the one thing he can't do. The one thing he can't do, and they keep making him do it. It's ridiculous. It's terrible coaching. Terrible.
I say the same shit, Mark. That's why I can't watch
Philly. And he's being made to look worse than he is because they're asking him to do the one thing he's not great at all the time to close games. It's ridiculous. So I think
I told y'all Nick Nurse was a bum as soon as years ago.
Bro, that's why I can't watch
also
them.
Been saying that
run
for a while
around like
too,
rugrats. Them niggas just run around like rugrats when they playing basketball, bro. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, and they too talented to play like that. Like, I'm like, bro, what the hell are y'all doing?
Y'all catch the Nuggets zone last night?
I did get the Nuggets on last night.
And
I watched Philly unable to get the ball to Embiid in the zone. Crazy.
We're going to move on to the next game. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for pulling that off. They are now they're still hanging on to the fourth seed at 24-12. The Philadelphia 76ers got the fifth seed in the East at 19-15. But we are going to move on to two teams in the West. And we got to talk about a game winner that happened last night from Kevin Durant. He led the Houston Rockets over the Phoenix Suns by a score of 100-97. He hit a 3-point game winner to seal the game. The Rockets are now 22-11. The Suns fall to 21-15. In this game, obviously, I just highlighted that Kevin Durant had a game winner. He also had 26 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Devin Booker on the other end also dropped 27, but it wasn't quite enough. He had a game winner a couple nights ago. Kevin Durant returned the favor the very next night by giving him the same fate with a 3-point game winner. Fellas, what do we see in this game?
I thought that third quarter with Devin Booker, they did a really good job in boxing him up and keeping the ball away from him. It was in the fourth quarter was when he really had gotten going. It was just basically that time for him to close the game out. But in the third quarter, I thought Amen Thompson, I thought that Tari, I thought those guys really did a good job in keeping the ball away from him and limited his shots. When he got off the ball, there was two possessions that I saw where he had gotten off the ball and he had asked for the ball back, and Tari would not let him get the ball back. And I thought that was something that really stifled Phoenix's offense. And in addition to that stifling Phoenix's offense, I also thought that they did a good job in forcing Dillon Brooks into tough shots, because Dillon Brooks is a tough shot maker. I'm not going to argue that point, but I'd much rather Dillon Brooks shooting tough shots than Devin Booker. And I thought that third quarter was indicative of that.
I think the impact of Kevin Durant is understated, and I think it has been for a very long time.
On defense too, though.
Yeah, as a player, not just by people up here, not just by social media, mainstream media, everywhere. I've never seen someone go to so many situations, be as adaptable as he's been, change situations for the better, for the large part. Phoenix is the one situation where you could say it didn't get better, but Brooklyn were undoubtedly better with him. OKC undoubtedly, obviously better with him. Golden State became the best team ever with him. Houston, once again, this is a team that we all maligned their offense. So Houston, they can't score, blah, 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 everything. The reason they can't win is they can't score. They now have a top 3 offense in the NBA, and their only notable acquisition was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant being able, and this is a team, Houston, which most people will say has some of the worst spacing of any legitimate contenders, probably them and the Pistons. Kevin Durant has managed to be 50, 40, 90 on a team that has some of the worst spacing in the NBA. Kevin Durant is averaging 26 points per game on one of the worst spaced teams in the NBA. If you look over the last 17 games Kevin Durant has played, he's averaging 26.5 points on 55, 43, 91 splits. Houston are one of the best teams in the NBA. Defensively, we're approaching a decade where Kevin Durant has not only been an above average defender, he has been borderline elite on defense. And for whatever reason,
man, come on now.
My theory is the reason why no one wants to acknowledge that Kevin Durant is borderline elite on defense is because they don't know what to do with someone who is one of the 3 best scorers to ever exist and is also an elite defender. They don't want to put him in the categories that he belongs to be in because they understand if you call him just a scorer, we can minimize his impact in other areas. But if we acknowledge that he's one of the 3 best scorers to ever exist and he's also a borderline elite defender, how is that guy not better than X all-time player? Because that's the reality of the situation when it comes to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is 37 years old and is undoubtedly one of the 10 best players on the planet. He has undoubtedly been one of the 10 best players on the planet for over 15 years. Kevin Durant became a top 5 player in year 3. Kevin Durant is now 37 years old and still top 10. That level of longevity amongst 2 career-altering injuries is never heard of. We can praise LeBron James' longevity. I'm not comparing him to LeBron. LeBron's longevity is number 1. But no one has had 2 career-altering injuries and been this good for this long. No one. You can't show me one player who has had a torn Achilles, a broken foot, come back from both of those injuries, still been elite, and is 37 years old and still elite. No one has ever done that. But yet, when it's Kevin Durant, it gets minimized. He's never won without the Warriors. Cool, we can have all of our opinions on his legacy. How good he is at basketball can't be understated. I saw the MVP ladder. Was it last week or the week before? No disrespect to Al Prince Şengün, but there is no reason why the MVP ladder should have Al Prince Şengün as the Houston Rockets representative and not Kevin Durant. There's no reason for that.
Not at all.
I think that because of the narrative that he a bucket getter, Moss. That's what it is. It's because of his ability to score the basketball at the rate that he scores the basketball, even still today. That all that other stuff that you just highlighted, that stuff gets thrown by the wayside, and that's not what is the topic of conversation. What the topic of conversation is that Kevin Durant is a bucket getter. Kevin Durant has always been a bucket getter. Kevin Durant is the best bucket getter, arguably, in NBA history. Nobody cares about the fact that Kevin Durant actually does play defense. Nobody cares about the fact that Kevin Durant's impact on offense, overall on offense, impacts every team, not just because he's a bucket getter. Now, I'm one of those people who thinks that Kevin Durant is a bucket getter, but I also know that he does do other things. Where the divide comes with me is when he gets put in conversations where he doesn't belong in terms of a defender. That doesn't mean that he hasn't been an awesome defender. I won't argue that point at all, because I do think that he's been an awesome defender. But when you have a guy who has been this much of a bucket getter, I think that playing on teams like the Golden State Warriors, playing on this Houston team, I think that it covers up, even though it should enhance who he is as a defender, but I think it covers up the fact that he is a really good defender. And people stop looking at him as a defender, and they just look at him more as an awesome offensive player. When he was with the Warriors, people never talked about him as a defensive player. Why? Because the Warriors had the best offense in NBA history. And the reason why people don't talk about him as a defender in Houston, because Houston had the best defense in the league last year. So Kevin Durant isn't really adding to that, even though he is adding to that. People don't want to talk about that. They talk about the fact that he's a bucket getter. And the fact that he's a bucket getter, he's enhancing their offense. But I think Kevin Durant has been great for this team this season.
But chill. I keep saying it, and Mars probably disagree with me, and I know a lot of people disagree with me. I think Kevin Durant is the best defender on this team. I know y'all like Amin Thompson. I'm serious. I think Kevin Durant's the best defender on this team. Like, I watch him sit down and shut the door on people. Like, I watch him protect the rim. Like, isolation at the end of the game. If you ask me who would I prefer guarding the best player, Amin or KD, give me KD. I want KD guarding the best player. Like, I know what I'm watching now, and I think it's to Mars' point about how people just don't want to acknowledge like how good of a defender he is, because then at that point it would be unanimous why he's better than X player, whichever player Mars was talking about. I don't know. I think it was Stephen Curry, but
it was just a bunch of guys.
Okay, a bunch of them.
Top 10 range. That's
but my thing is, I'm watching KD on defense. Like, I'm watching him. Like, I see him sit down and just shut the door on a lot of people. Like, even like, maybe in the first half, like, you'll see somebody go against KD and they have a bad first half, and nobody mentions like KD was just locking that shit up. Don't nobody say nothing. But if Amin Thompson get a crazy block, oh my God, he's incredible on defense. And I'm like, he is. But watch KD.
KD's been their best rim protector this season too.
He was the best rim protector in Brooklyn too.
And
he was their best rim protector in Phoenix too. KD's been the best defender on all of his teams for the last 5 or 6 years. Since he left Golden State, KD's been the best defender on all of his teams.
Yeah, but when I said it last,
Houston, I think Amin's better. I think Amin's better than KD. I'm just pointing out. So
that's cool.
I think Amin's better than KD, but I think KD is Houston's second best defender. So this year, notwithstanding, my fault.
What's the gap between?
Hey, Mars. Wait till we get to the playoffs.
I think Tari is great. I think Tari is
37 years.
The issue with Tari is his aggressiveness is a double-edged sword. Sometimes he can really like stifle matchups with his aggressiveness. Other times you find him shooting gaps on screens and he's giving up wide open threes, fouling shooters, way too handsy. So it's like a great Tari Eason defensive game.
Yep.
He looks like the best defender on the Rockets. But a Tari Eason bad defensive game, he's actually hurting your defense. Whereas I think KD is more steady.
We talk a lot about floor raising and ceiling raising in terms of offense. I don't think we talk about it enough on defense. Is Kevin Durant like a great ceiling raiser defensively? Maybe not the greatest floor raiser defensively, but like a great ceiling raiser defensively. Is that a fair way?
Prime example would be the Golden State Warriors in 16-17. I mean, they were already awesome as a defense. I mean, I think he made them better.
Give a nigga a defensive coach and give him a whole bunch of point of attack defenders. And a 7-foot nigga can step in and block a couple shots. All right.
Now he be sitting down. Nigga was shooting 3 for 10 on him last night, Ron.
Like the difference is
typically when you're a help defender, you're not a typical anchor big like a peak Brook Lopez or whatever. Your defensive skill set is going to be more additive to better teams as opposed to like Jaren Jackson would help great defenses more than he can anchor a great one himself. Because
like if he was in Houston, he'd be much better.
Based on KD's skill set defensively, the versatility alongside like the help side rim protection, that makes him more valuable when you have good POA defenders, a good drop big, whatever the case may be. Whereas if you're asking him to be your best defender, he has to switch 1 through 5. He has to anchor your defense like they were asking him to do in Phoenix with no good defenders. yeah, he's going to still be good on defense, but the team is just not going to get to the heights that a Rudy Gobert.
How many years you
can
think
go,
Kevin
for
Durant
example.
played at an all-league defensive level?
Well, I think all defense is a higher bar than probably KD's really ever been at. I think you got a couple
Well,
years
see,
where
this
you
is what I'm
could make
talking
the
about, Mars.
roundabout argument.
Yeah,
he could get
this
there.
is what
But
I mean.
he's still amongst superstars, amongst like the upper echelon of the league. He's been all defense amongst the all NBA players. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Yes, because not all.
So
all
he's
NBA
not all
players
defense
do
relative to
that.
the league. Like he's not going to provide Asar
Because
Thompson
that's
level
not his
defensive
only
impact.
job. Because that's not his only job.
Yeah, so like he's not going to provide Asar Thompson level defensive impact. So I'm not going to say get KD on the all defensive team, but amongst the elite players in the NBA, he's all defensive caliber amongst those guys. If that makes sense.
Morris,
Because a lot of them don't play defense.
over the years, has
I
KD
think
been
he's
a better defender than
Ant.
LeBron?
I said he's
No.
been better defensively than Ant this year, and apparently I was wrong.
So
Yeah,
I'll
I
run
think
down.
he's
So
better
really
defender than
quickly,
But
I'm
y'all
gonna
love
run
Ant
down
defense,
some
though.
names.
That's my thing.
So last year's first team All Pro: Joker, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Shea, Donovan Mitchell. Where does he rank amongst those guys? Defensively?
Second, he's behind Jason Tatum for defense. No, Giannis. I forgot about Giannis. But
He's in the
I think
top. He's
Jason
definitely
Tatum's
better
a
than
better defender
Jokic.
than
He's
him.
definitely better than Jokic and Shea. I would
yeah.
say Jason Tatum's better, and I would say
think
Giannis
Jason
still has
Tatum
the
is
highest
better than
ceiling. So I
Yeah.
would say probably Jason Tatum and
Third.
Giannis are better.
And
Yeah, I
then
would
you
say
go,
Jason Tatum and
if
Giannis
you
are
go to the second team, Mobley, James, Curry, and Jalen Brunson,
Only Mobley's better. Only Mobley's better.
Anthony Edwards,
Only Mobley is better.
Oh no.
and then
That's
that third team of Cat, Jalen, Cade, Tyrese, Harden.
Not
Yeah,
even
no.
close.
I think he better
J
than-
Dub's better. J Dub's better on defense.
Oh,
So,
shoot.
Oh, you
so-
said
so-
Jalen. I
so-
thought you were talking about Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson.
J-Dub.
So he's
So of
what?
these
Fourth?
so of
He'd
these
be
50
he'd be fifth of those guys.
That's what I was thinking of. These 15 guys: Mobley, Giannis, Tatum, Dub. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell plays defense, but I'm not going to say that Donovan Mitchell plays defense.
Why
better
you
than
think he
Kevin
played
Durant.
defense?
He
Yeah.
doesn't play defense better than Kevin Durant. I said we don't need to.
I
yeah.
don't
So yeah,
think-
Kevin
I don't think he-
amongst
I don't think he
last year's
plays-
All
I don't think
NBA
he
team,
plays
I'd have him
defense.
fifth. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he
Amongst
plays
last year's
defense
All
better
NBA
than Kevin Durant. No, I don't think that. But with that being said, I just think it goes back to when you're talking about a guy as good as Kevin Durant is offensively, it's not feasible to think that he could be a good defender. Because if he's not Giannis good as a defender, if he's not James good as a defender, if he's not Mobley good as a defender, then that means that he's not a good defender. When in reality, I mean, I've always thought that KD was a good defender. My issue has always been when we're talking about him as a defender and as an overall player, like he wasn't in those conversations with James and Giannis. Like he wasn't that good as a defender ever. Never was he that good as a defender, but people wanted to talk about him like Leonard. Like he was never that good, but I always thought that he was a good team defender. I always thought that he was a real good rim protector. I always thought that he could give you positive, not just positive effort, but I also thought that it was a positive outcome if he was on the weak side of the floor or if he was on a guy for a stretch. I think that he could help your defense in that way. But I never thought that he was in those conversations. And I think that's where the divide with me and Kevin Durant came in.
And KD's
Well,
not
yeah,
better
but
than
I would
Tari,
just-
by the way, too.
That's fine. I wouldn't argue.
That
with
is
you.
so
I would-
far-fetched.
I wouldn't argue with you because I
Was
think Tari,
Kevin Durant
I'm
better
with
than
Tari.
Cody Martin defensively?
Cody,
Mhm.
the one who's in Charlotte.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He better than Caleb too.
Now we can have a conversation about Caleb because I think Caleb was a really good defender. We can have a
Yeah,
conversation.
Well, I
Cody
think
better
Cody.
than
I
him
think
too.
Cody. I think Cody was cool on defense too.
Mhm.
But I think KD.
because
I
he
mean,
was on-
the
he was
easy
on
cop out
KD's
is based on minutes played. I would just say KD provides more defensive impact over the course of a game.
Sure.
But
I
think
was
KD.
thinking
I think
about what
KD's
other
better.
defenders he had on that team in Phoenix. I was thinking about Ryan Dunn. I was thinking about Cody Martin. I was thinking about like Slim Pickens.
They were using Royce O'Neal as a POA. Like that team, Phoenix weren't serious on defense. But yeah, just looking at it, like KD is not a typical All NBA defensive caliber guy to me. I'm never gonna campaign for KD to make one of the two defensive teams. Not with the talent of defensive guys in the league right now. But amongst anyone who is legitimately all-star caliber, especially offensively all-star caliber player, not someone who making all-star teams like Rudy Gobert strictly off defense, but like amongst any offensively inclined players,
Yep.
Kevin Durant is one of the better defenders amongst those guys. And typically that's meant to be elite value. That's meant to be like, oh my God, yay. And then when it's Kevin Durant, it's like,
Trench, Mars. You guys, I'm about to go get my gloves, but man, when this kid put that 15-footer in his game, I promise y'all, we looking
Who
at
put it in there?
You know who I'm talking about.
He's
But me?
When he put that 15-footer, when he put that 17-footer in his game, I'm telling you,
Chill, you might be waiting for too long.
We're getting to it because last night I did see him, and this was a couple of games. This was a couple of games back. He ended up getting into the mid post. He had a dribble drive with his strong hand, got to the mid post right below the free throw line, and knocked down a jump shot. And Moss, to be honest with you, when I watch him and I watch Asor, they like this offensively as players. I think he.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's.
Major
I don't
gap,
even. I don't think it's a conversation. But I'm watching him last night, and I'm watching him get by guys. But then I'm watching when he's bringing the ball up the floor, and I'm watching him survey the floor, and I'm watching the defense in front of him. Like a guy is backed off of him. Like a pretty sizable gap. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're more confident, like that's a shot right there. Like he had one on the left side of the floor where he was 17 feet away from the basket and Dylan Brooks had this much space. And I'm like, yo, you got to cover me. You are not going to back off me that far. You are not just going to completely just disrespect me and basically be 4-on-5. Now, don't get me wrong. Getting downhill, I think that he's becoming elite at getting downhill and getting to the rim. I think that we're going to get to that space one day. But man, once somebody teaches him how to understand gaps, understand angles, and get into that mid-range and that 17-foot jump shot, we're going to have a different player. I promise you guys, a different one.
I'm actually really curious, Mars. Oso Ighodaro, is he better than Oso Ighodaro defensively? Because I think Oso is really good.
He was last year. This year they're using Oso a lot better as like this switch big who can actually guard out in space. Last year Oso was not as good. Same thing with Ryan Dunn. Ryan Dunn was not as good defensively last year as he is this year. So like on this year's Phoenix team, I actually think KD would make them like a lot better defense, but they're already like top 10. But like if you had KD with Ryan Dunn, Dylan Brooks, Oso, Mark Williams, then it's like, oh my god, that's a good defense. Last year, this wasn't the same Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, because like everyone up here saying like he would be all defense among all NBA players. I'm just kind of curious, like where would he be among the league? Like, is he a top 30 defender? Is he a top 40 defender? Top 20 defender? I think he's more like top 50, but that's me.
I think he's more like top 20 or 30.
Like legitimate rotation players, like guys playing
at least 15 minutes a night.
Yeah, okay, sure. Amongst guys playing that many minutes, I would say top 25, 30-ish probably sounds about right.
That's what I got him at, 25, 30.
Yeah, 25, 30-ish sounds about right. Off the top of my head.
So where do you have him in?
My man's up there. I'm just saying he overrated though.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next game.
You got a man overrated. That's all I'm saying. Good defender though.
Speaking of overrated defense, the next game we got is from the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets smacked OKC last night, blew them out, did to OKC what OKC typically does to the opponent. They beat them by a score of 124-97. The Hornets picked up their 13th win in the season. They are 13-23. OKC is now 6-6 in their last 12 games. After starting off the first 25 games of the season, 24-1. They have went 6-6, and they are now 30-7. Brandon Miller had 28 points, led the point of attack for the Hornets, and Con Kneppel had 23. LaMelo Ball, 16 points. Fellas, what did we see in this game?
What do y'all think the problem is for the Thunder?
I asked what
last 12 games
what we saw.
J-Dub.
I don't know. Implementing J-Dub, who's not playing at the same level he did last year, hasn't been great. I don't know the actual record of J-Dub. Let me check. But I also think when Shea doesn't play at Shea's standard, this team loses. And I said that, I've said that, if Shea's not playing at the level of MVP Shea, best guard since Steph Curry, whatever you want to call him, this team loses. And that's this is why the super team stuff made no sense to me. You can't be a super team and you need your best player to play like a superstar to win every time.
I never thought they had a super team. That makes no sense. Super team. They don't even have
this offense is dysfunctional. The offense is dysfunctional when Shea's not performing at the level in which you need Shea to perform at. And I think that's part of what makes Shea great. But that also is part of what makes OKC as flawed as they are. And it's do I still think they're the best team in the league? Yes. But the idea that
They lost by 27 points, right?
They did. It was a lot. They were down 30 at one point.
How often over the last 3 years would you say they have lost by at least 27 points?
0.
Nope.
3 years. What's that, going back to the 23
In the last 3, I'm sorry, the year the Celtics
23, 24.
The year
So-
the
They
Celtics
lost
won
by
the
20 though. Didn't they
championship.
lose by 20 though in the finals?
I was curious. Well, I'm not including the playoffs, but
answer-
I remember
answer
that.
question,
They lost by
Ben.
60 to the Grizzlies. I remember that. But
They
that was
lost by
like 40.
60 to the Grizzlies. The year that the Celtics won the championship, they no J-Dub in the lineup, no Shea in the lineup. It was in Boston. They beat them by 30, I think. It was that night. Those are the 3 games that I remember vividly.
so
They lost to the Lakers by 27. last year.
27. So
Okay.
that was their biggest loss last year. The only time that they lost by more than 20 last year was against the Lakers,
Mhm.
and that was April 6, 2025. Score of 99 to 126. The
126,
hallmark
99.
of them losing is typically they don't crack 110 points. So it's just their offense falls apart. Their defense usually doesn't fall apart. Last night, their defense fell apart too, and that's different. February 10th, 2024, they lost 111-146 to Dallas. That was a 35-point loss. Again, we're going back a few years.
Right.
And then at the start of that season, they lost 95 to 128 against Denver, and that was a 33-point loss. Over the last few years, those are their
So they've
worst
had
losses.
3.
Yeah. So it's really not like, I mean, they first of all, this team looks tired. I think that's important. Number 2, a couple critical players didn't play last night, and I think that that's also important to realize that that this team is so insanely deep that we just don't even think about when Alex Caruso's not playing or when, Hartenstein's not playing or whatever. But also, this team looks tired, and Lou Dort has been truly off.
Ben, we should still smoke Charlotte. Charlotte shouldn't come in here and smoke us, even without Alex Caruso in the lineup, without Hartenstein in the lineup. We still should not have Charlotte come in here when their point guard only takes 10 shots, and 2 of them were off. One of them was at the end of the shot clock, and another one, both of them were at the end of the shot clock, and they were one-legged. Like, when this is what your point guard is doing. On top of that, Brandon Miller was getting into the teeth of their defense like he was a dentist. Basically just having no issues with them. Yes, that was going on, Moss, 100%. So I'm watching this Oklahoma City team last night, and they looked like a unit who thought that they could just show up. That's what it looked like to me. Like a unit who could just show up, and because we're more talented than you, we're just going to beat you, which in a lot of cases that does work. We're just better than you, and we're going to beat you. Last night was not one of those games, though.
I think sometimes you just don't have it. And Charlotte went 50% from 3. Like, the shooting luck has definitely not been on OKC's side recently.
Sure.
That stuff will just tip back to the mean. Like, teams aren't going to shoot 50% from 3 against OKC. But like, in terms of just like the approach, like, I'm never going to be really concerned about OKC's defense. I do think the quote unquote formula for having successes against them is having multiple guys who can dribble, pass, shoot. Like, if you have multiple guys, because they're going to be so aggressive. If you have multiple guys who can do that, you got to be able to attack the slanted defense. They're going to press you. If you're able to handle ball pressure, it's easier said than done. If you're able to handle ball pressure, get into the teeth of the defense, make kickouts, and then keep the advantage going, that's the way to get out OKC's defense. There's not many teams that I think can actually do that. So the defense is never really going to be the concern for me. It's the offense. It's the fact that this team is dysfunctional when Shea's either doesn't have it going, so their offense fully craters, or in the non-Shea minutes, the offense is abysmal. And this is why when you guys were saying this is a 55-win team without Shea,
I thought it was flat out ridiculous.
This is like, I'm sorry, I can't watch this team, and just because their net rating without Shea says they're amazing, I know what my eyes are seeing. This team.
Well, let me ask you this though.
They're not.
I said 45.
Now, without,
I said under 41.
Now, without Shea,
this team is not.
Remember what we're doing now, Penn. Remember what we're doing. We're saying without Shea, the offense now has to change. It's not like we don't got Shea for a couple of games. No. We're talking about the beginning of the season. Not our leading scorer, the league leading scorer now comes out of the lineup. That means our offense has to change. And we're not just implementing somebody in the offense and giving them the ball, because we don't have nobody like that. We don't have J-Dub is not that bucket getter. Chet is not that bucket getter, which means our offense has to completely change. Now, they got a talent level where I think that they can be viable as defensively, because they don't really lose that much when Shea is off the floor. However, offensively, that we have to completely change our offense. Now, I've said this to you countless times, Moss. It's not that difficult to guard teams when the ball is in front of you and nobody else is moving. That's what the Oklahoma City offense has always been. When Shea get off the ball, it's a lot of standing around and watching. It's a lot of non-movement. It's a lot of guys just waiting for Shea to do something or a kick out three, and a lot of guys off the basketball just watching. That is not that difficult to guard. On top of that, you got a defense that creates a lot of our offense, which masks how bad our offense really is.
They've just been really bad with J-Dub. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, they're worse on offense and defense with him on the court. He's played 486 minutes so far this year. So we're getting closer and closer to, like, maybe he's just going to have a down season.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully he'll play better. But they've just been a better team with AJ Mitchell. They've been better. They've been a better team with Case and Wallace. They've been a better team with those guys. When you're missing those guys, and he's not putting the ball in the basket, he's not providing the spacing that you need, and your shooters go cold, and you don't exactly have like the most elite shooting talent to begin with. Let's just be real. Like Lou Dort, Case and Wallace, when they hit shots, but they're not great shooters. You know, so look, I've watched this team all year very closely. I was looking it up yesterday on YouTube. Do you know how many videos there were of like the OKC Thunder may never lose another game? Like just a month ago, it was like, oh, they might go like 77-5. I really felt that way
I
too.
didn't win 75 games.
Yeah, don't panic. Don't panic though, Ben. Like there's just.
I mean, they still could. They're 30-7. They just got to win.
Well, they regardless of what they do, y'all don't panic about the whole J-Dub thing though. Like there's a lot of games left to play. It's not even halfway through the season yet. So J-Dub can still play. They can play like this for 10 more games, and then J-Dub get his feet back under him. And they go crazy. Like we can't just, you know, they lost some games.
The goal is
Hornets, but it's not over. Right. Yeah, so don't panic.
This is the bad part of us doing a show every day. Like we have to act like the sky is falling when a team goes through a slump. Like, yeah, OKC ultimately they still are the championship favorites, in my opinion, rightfully so. But once again, this is not the team that people were swearing was the best team to ever exist. Like, do I think they can match up with pretty much anyone historically because of their defense? Yes, but the idea that, oh, you take Shea off this team, they're going to be this, and this, or this team is actually just going to beat everyone 79-3. Like, yeah, that probably was, it was hyperbolic. When they were 24-1, the overreaction was, okay, see, the best team to ever exist. Now they're 6-6 in their last 12 or whatever. The overreaction is going to be, oh, yeah, actually, they're frauds. They're going to lose in the first round. Like, so, like, we just got to understand there's ebbs and flows to a season. Like,
I think the reason I'm so high on them without Shea is because I'm so high on Casey Wallace and Alex Caruso's defense. And it's just like when those guys are playing defense together, like, first of all, you're not just removing Shea and then putting a bum in his place. You're putting AJ Mitchell, or you're putting Alex Caruso to give him more minutes, or Casey Wallace more minutes. And those are really good players. Those are really good players.
But Pin, to Mars's point, no, they're not frauds. But no, they're not an all-time team. In fact, they're closer to frauds than they are as an all-time great team, best team we've ever seen.
They're the best defense I've ever seen. And with Casey Wallace and Alex Caruso, it's not close. If you look at their relative defensive rating with those two on the court, it is so insane how good they are with those two on the court. And you add even remotely competent rim protection with, and elite rim protection, frankly, with Chet Holmgren. I struggle to see how this team wouldn't win 50-plus games. When you take those defensive players away, now we're in trouble, because now when the shots don't go in, we don't have that crazy-ass defense. But we're talking about, with Alex Caruso and Casey Wallace, 101 defensive rating. I mean, teams are regularly putting up 114, 120 points, and you can hold teams to 101. Like, that is ridiculous.
I just think that this group, you still got to win the games that you're supposed to win. And a team like Charlotte, who I accept the fact that they got some really good players in the team. Right, yeah, I get that part. Charlotte can't come in your building and beat you by 30. No, that can't happen, yo. No.
Why are we disrespecting Charlotte? Like,
Charlotte cannot come in your building and beat you by 30. No. Even if that's true, Penn. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that the Charlotte Hornets are a team that's getting better. Right? Let's just say that that's the case. They're a team that's getting better. Their second leading scorer, and we live in a three-point league. Their second leading scorer, Bridges, he went 0 for 3. He went 0 for 6 at the long ball line. Their starting point guard only shot 10 shots. That's it. He only shot the ball 10 shots, 10 times. 2 of those 10 shots were off-balance threes. I mean, 2 of those 10 shots was off-balance shots for buckets. That's a team that cannot come in here and destroy us. I'm looking at Oklahoma City's schedule, and those gimme games, after what I saw last night, I'm not so confident in those gimme games anymore. Like
The
Utah.
2016 Warriors got blown out by the Lakers.
I do know that, right? And you know when they got blown out by the Lakers, Mars?
Like
Mars, they got blown out by the Lakers, and they got blown out by the Lakers in I believe it was late March. Like
it was
March,
it was early March,
early
right after
March,
All-Star
something like that, like March 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
These are these right now. These are the dog days. These are the dog days of the season. And games like this, when you're dealing with the monotony of the season, these kind of games come back and could be a problem. To be honest with you, Ox, I think these is one of them games where we got to sit down and we got to have a conversation. Coaches, all y'all get out. Like, what's going on, guys?
Chill.
What's the problem?
Is it possible the teams were walking into these games against OKC with a certain fear factor?
Yes.
And the fact that the San Antonio Spurs beat them,
Yes,
kind of made them look a little bit more human.
I've been
And so
saying
now you have teams like Charlotte that walk in there actually thinking they have a chance. And again, when you let a team get a couple of shots go early and they pick up a lead, 10 points, 5 points, whatever, they suddenly start to be like, this could be our night. Let's keep it on. And because there is a fear factor that still exists of we got to play our best game against this team, the only thing that was missing before was, can we win this game? I think teams are walking into OKC now like, we could beat this team.
they were down 21 going into the fourth quarter, and I still didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, yo, Oklahoma City can turn this around. It wasn't until like 5 minutes left in the game where I turned it off. I was like, I'm good.
I feel like midway
Oh,
through
no.
the
Shout out to
third
Shea.
quarter,
Stop
I
padding
was
to his 20, by the way. Shout out to Shea.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah,
padding
that
to-
was definitely
Stop padding to his little 20-point streak. Yeah, shout out
that
to
was definitely going on.
shout out to you.
All right, fellas. The next game we're gonna go ahead and dive into. We're gonna go up north, and we're gonna talk about the Chicago Bull. We'll talk about the Toronto Raptors. We'll talk about the Atlanta Hawks losing to the Toronto Raptors by a score of 118 to 100. The Raptors are 22-15. They are now the third seed, however, or the fourth seed. I'm sorry. They are the fourth seed in the East. And Atlanta has, well, once again, they are continuing to go the other way. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They are 17-21, and the Bucks are just a half game behind them. Well, actually a full game behind them, and almost about to jump into the play-in. And the Hawks are about to fall to the 11th seed. However, in this game,
right? This one was
without Trae Young. The previous game was without Trae Young. The Raptors have now beat the Hawks 4 times. They started the season out with a blowout win against the Hawks. So they've swept the Cleveland Cavaliers and they swept the Hawks. Interesting.
Sounds like that stat pattern win. That's what it sounds like.
We totally
Sounds like the
stacked
Hawks.
again.
Sounds like the Hawks suck.
The Hawks do suck.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if Trae Young is their issue why they suck.
I mean,
I would like to
definitely
see
an issue.
Porzingis be more available. I think that's a big part of the reason they struggle.
Porzingis was great yesterday. He didn't
He
make
almost
shots,
got in a
but he
fight.
was
That's
2
why
for
him
12.
and Shed almost fought.
Porzingis has been great for them pretty much the whole year. He just doesn't play.
Yeah. So yesterday he went 2 for 12, and he was still their best player. Like, that's the funniest thing.
Jalen Johnson had nearly a triple-double.
Fake stats.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell me. Yeah, you ain't gonna tell me.
Fake stats. Like yesterday, I was watching.
told
the
you, chill.
Dude,
Didn't I tell you?
yesterday I was watching the difference between Jalen Johnson and Scotty Barnes, and I just could not believe how the gap between these two players is so enormous yesterday. And Scotty's handle was like really interesting yesterday. Very dynamic, very fluid, Joe. Very fluid. Not clunky. Not that hitchy bullshit that you be talking about. Like there was a play on the right wing. You know, I mean, hey man, I think
it's just the way. I think it's the way Scotty's built and the way he plays for the way he's built is the reason why Chill say what he said about Scotty and how he handles the ball. I think
it just it looks heavy.
He's clunky.
Like,
clunky.
like you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
yesterday he wasn't clunky. Yesterday
it doesn't
he
look
was not
smooth.
clunky.
Like for a guy as big as he is, it looks heavy. It looks like
it looks like as big as he is trying to do it. That's what it looks like. He don't look like.
But I mean, like sometimes
Kevin Durant on that
people used to accuse like Jason Tatum of being a little bit robotic too. You know what I mean? Like a little bit upright. I think it can be that way. But yesterday was very fluid. Like he attacked off the dribble very well. But I think yesterday the player of the game was Colin Murray-Boyles. I think he was amazing. So good, man. This guy's been really good over the last 7-8 games. I think he's making a case for like second team all rookie or something. Like he was great defensively, offensively, as a connected passer. He was great. Grady Dick was rare for him yesterday. Like playing really well.
Since they banned them damn jersey swaps from his ass shit. Might have
There you go.
might have himself a game.
I'm
There you go.
getting sick of Dyson Daniels offensively, man.
Have you had it with him, Mars? Have you had it yet? Are we at the point where get Dyson Daniels off the floor? Have you had it?
I get it. Shout out to you, man. You get steals. The guy's shooting 12% from
the
three. Like, I
same
don't know what you
way
want me. I don't know what you want me to do with
about
that. The guy shooting 12% from three and like 60% from the line. Like, teams have started guarding him with their center. Like, do we understand what's going on? He's their point guards. Teams are guarding him with their center, and he's taking no advantage of it.
Yeah,
It's
Hey, man.
That's chill, guy though. That's chill, dude.
I do.
We need some
Daniels.
growth. Like
What kind
he's
of car
only
you
20.
said
He's
Dyson
only
Daniels was?
23 or whatever. We need some growth.
Bentley.
Because this
You
is
say he was
it's
a Bentley. I
bad.
told you he was a Kia Sorrento.
A role player can be a great role player. That doesn't. Not every role player is made to be asked to do more than what they can do. Dyson Daniels cannot be as important to an offense as they're making him. Jalen Johnson is not the half-court creator that people are deeming him to be. Like their half-court offense sucks.
So with that being said, Mars, are we in a?
You know what they need? They need Trae Young.
Because I know they do. Why you bullshitting? Yes, they do. They do.
If Trae Young was a neutral defender, like a neutral defender, they would be so much
defender. They offense is just stupid. It's just a bunch of junk.
That's what I mean when I say, are we in with for Dyson Daniels, for example? Because I know how you guys talk to me about guys right now. Are we in a transition year? Because again, the idea was to have him play off the ball and him play on the ball sometime, not all the time, sometime. He wasn't supposed to be thrusted into this role. Like he played 4 or 5 minutes when Trae Young came off the floor, then he would be solid, right? But now Trae Young is off the floor and they're giving him the basketball. Like, you are now our lead guard. So now we're in a transition with Dyson Daniels where the stuff that I was asking him to do for 4 or 5 minutes for a limited amount of time, well, now I'm asking him to do that throughout the course of the game. And now it's looking way worse than what it would if it was only 5 minutes, if it was only 7 minutes. That's where we are with him now. I feel like we're in a transition with Dyson Daniels. Now, maybe next year, next season, this may look a little different. But I think right now, I think that's where we are with him.
I mean, I'd like to say it can't look worse. I mean, like I said, the guy's shooting 12% from three. Like, do you know how bad 12% is?
Awful.
Like, Amen Thompson didn't even shoot 12% as a rookie. He was 13. Like, this is terrible. Like, and he's not even like, it's not like projectable. It's like, well, the misses are close. He's missing back rim. It's like, okay, he's just missing long and short. You can live with that. He's missing wide right by 4 feet. Like, there's no hope. He's not making free throws. Amen Thompson, 8% for the free throw line. Hope. Dyson Daniels, 60%. So can't make free throws, not making jumpers. The only redeeming quality is like he makes floaters. That's an indicator of touch.
And he looks serious,
I guess. So, but like, it's just not.
He hasn't been the impact level defender that you would expect him to be based on the reputation that he earned last year. And as a very, very big Dyson Daniels fan who was screaming from, the rooftops that he was underrated, I feel like last year he became hella overrated, like stupidly overrated, like to the point where it was like it was nauseating to listen to people explain to me how good a defender he is. He's not a Star Thompson, bro. He's not that good. He's not that good. He ain't never
Durant.
Yeah, he's better than KD on defense.
He's better than KD.
He's been, in my opinion, he's been the Hawks' third best defender when everyone's healthy, behind Porzingis and Moge.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think he's been their third best defender. That says more about like the Hawks roster, the fact that
hey man, we gotta respect Keaton Wallace. Keaton Wallace.
Oh hell no.
Hey man.
But it's just like Dyson Daniels is still a good defender. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad defender by any stretch. He's still a really good defender. But when you're this bad offensively and you're not providing all defensive level value like you were last year, and you've regressed on offense, you've become a much worse player than you were a year ago. It's kind of like Tamani Kamara, except Tamani regressed even worse on defense. Tamani Kamara last year, one of the best defenders in the league. This year, he took an offensive jump. He's become better offensively. The defense is cratered, and he's now a worse player, like in terms of impact. So, like Dyson Daniels, you can't get worse on offense and defense. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Everybody beats Zubac.
Right now, they're just struggling. Pardon?
That Ivica Zubac has had a bit of a regression defensively this year as well.
I would say more than a bit. I would say part of it is he tried to slim down this year to be like more mobile and whatnot. I think that was the Ty Lue small ball merchant stuff. He was like, nah, I need to be on this court. Let me slim down so I can move my feet. And I think it's actually created his overall impact, whether that be on the glass as a rim protector, drop big. So I would say Zoo is probably better to be bigger. Him slimming down probably didn't make a whole lot of sense for him. But yeah, I think a lot of guys who are like, not a lot, but a few guys who were like elite defensively last year, they've taken like a big step back this year. And luckily for them, defense is basically all reputation. So like no one's going to say that Dyson Daniels isn't elite defensively because who cares? Like he was elite last year. He's going to be elite until he retires. But like in terms of actual impact on the court, yeah, Dyson Daniels' defensive impact has been drastically blunted, which is going to hurt the Hawks in general. Especially when you have a guy like Trae Young on your roster, you need Dyson Daniels to be providing that level of defensive value. You need Jalen Johnson to be playing the defense like he was last year, not the defense like he's been playing this year. Shout out to LeBron for saying he can guard 1 through 5. I don't know what Jalen Johnson he's been watching, because promise you this Jalen Johnson ain't doing that. But shout out to LeBron, he the GOAT, so he can say what he wants. But yeah, I think overall Atlanta has just been really disappointing.
He can't say what the fuck he want. That was some straight.
Well, he can. I mean, who gonna stop him? Steve Nash won't gonna correct him. So hey, shout out to LeBron. Say what you want to say. Yeah, say what you want to say, man. Yeah, compared to Scottie Pippen, he can guard 1 through 5, I guess. But like everyone on Atlanta, outside of Mo Gay and Porzingis, have taken a step back defensively. On Yako Kong, who can't play the 5 on defense, he can't do it. Like he's a switch big, but he's not going to protect the rim a whole lot. So like you can't have him as the 5. Jalen Johnson has become a legitimately bad defender. Nikhil isn't providing the same level of defensive impact. Risa Shea is just a bad NBA player. Like there's nothing.
Played well yesterday. He played well yesterday.
Shout out to Risa Shea. Hey, like Ron said, he might be KD. I don't know.
Yo,
but
he picked up his 5th
Risa Shea right now is a bad
quarter.
NBA player.
Yikes.
Like they just, it's not.
And he
it.
played
like,
the rest of the way, Cho. And he did
the
well.
whole Hawks roster is just bad on defense outside of like 3 people, and those 3 people aren't Rudy Gobert, who by the way should be defensive player of the year in my opinion.
Rudy Gobert,
yes,
defensive player,
but it's like yes, well, Wemby's not going to make the threshold. So
Scotty Barnes got my vote.
He gonna make all defense. Shout out to him. That'll be his first defense.
Kawhi Leonard got my vote.
Oh God.
We gonna talk about that Clippers game, right? That's the next game.
I mean, he is he not leading the league in steals?
Is he?
Kawhi?
I thought it was Kaysen.
Kaysen lost.
Kawhi.
I'm fairly sure.
Probably because Kawhi might have played 15
Ox, I'll tell you what. I'm
games.
gonna check who's leading the league in steals. If it's Kawhi, I'll say something. If it's not Kawhi, I'll stay quiet. So there you go.
All right. The next thing we actually are going to talk about, we'll get around to that game potentially later, Mars.
Leonard leads the league in steals per game. Yes, he does.
Oh, Kawhi leads the league in steals. Yep, 2.1. It must be 2.16 or something. Yeah, because it's more than Kaysen. It's 2.1.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, see? Yeah, there you go. It must be 2.14 to 2.13. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Kawhi leads the league in steals. Who cares? He leads the league in steals. He leads the league in steals. Yep. Ox was right.
Now he back, and now he back, and now he got to win all the awards because he getting the work.
Let's see the gap. Let's see the gap.
28 points, 2.1 steals per game. Sound like
vintage 28 right now?
They sound like vintage Kawhi to me. Oh no, my nigga back.
All right, fellas. Well, I want to highlight the players of the week last week. It was 2 guys by the name of, well, in the Eastern Conference, it was Tyrese Maxey. Maxey averaged 34 points, or 34 points, my bad, 8.7 assists, and he shot 61% from the field. The Philadelphia Sixers went 3-0 during that span. Obviously, they got popped last night, but last week, Maxey got busy, and so did the Sixers. And on the Western Conference side of the map, you got Denny Avdia. Denny averaged damn near 27 points, 26.8, 8.3 rebounds, 9.8 assists. And the Blazers went 3-1. Shout out to these 2 guys, especially shout out to Denny, because that boy is hoping.
It's 2.11 steals to 2.12.
Hey, 2 is more than 1.
Hey, yes it is. Yes, sir. 2 is definitely more than 1.
Pirate talking about he won't be vintage Kawhi until the season ending series. I think he's vintage Kawhi because your team had to send double and triple teams to him every time he touched the ball. So
shout out to Denny. Denny had 33, 8, and 9 last night. They blew out the Jazz. Shaden had 30, I think. Donovan Clingan is still really good offensive rebounder and rim protector, and he's making threes. Shout out to Portland. I'm not saying they're turning things around. I think it's probably in Portland's best interest to try to get one last like good lottery pick, but they're competing, so I don't know.
Denny Abdia, he a top 15 player this year?
No,
No.
Ron, relax.
I don't know if there's 15 players better than Denny right now. The way he's playing,
Oh, we do.
I'm
Denny is-
1,000% sure I don't have Denny in my top 15.
I don't know. I'm asking a question. I haven't done a ranking to see where I cut off with Denny. Denny would be the best player on your team, Penn. I know that.
Denny's not better than Sway.
Denny would be the best player on your team.
Denny's not better than Sway.
Chill,
So Ron, I'm gonna throw some. Ron, I'm gonna
Denny's
throw some
playing
names out,
better than
Ron.
Scotty Barnes this year.
Ron,
he's
I'm
not.
gonna-
I don't know about all that, Ron.
Better than Scotty Barnes.
You
But
have-
this this the thing about the ranking situation, y'all. And I've been saying this since y'all met me. Denny might not be top 15. I don't know where he is. He could be anywhere from 13 to 25, right? I don't know.
Yep.
What I'm saying is, on any given night, Denny can run with all them dudes. All the guys that y'all got from 6 to 15, Denny can run with all them dudes kind of on the regular. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I got him top 15, Ron, but I'm not mad at you for having him top 15.
Ron, I'm
I got Scotty Barnes.
I have a list, but I know I don't have him top 15. I know I don't.
I don't know if I have him top 15.
I got Scotty Barnes, but Denny can play with Scotty on any given night. Like he'll go
Denny's
bam.
so
Denny
much
is the
better
most
than Scotty
scored
offensively.
superstar in the NBA. Denny is
No,
the most
So
he's
much
not.
better than
Scored in
yes,
the
he
NBA.
is.
Okay.
Denny clear Scotty.
No, he's not
Clear
better than
Drench,
Scotty.
you know what that's
I'm
about.
saying,
Offensively,
I'm not doing Penn. I'm not doing that.
Offensively,
No, Penn. I'm
Hey,
not gonna do that.
Drench, you know they
Offensively-
run everything, so you know how that go.
Oh yeah,
You can
yeah.
say Denny's better than Sway
Offensively-
Barnes offensively. You can say that. You can say Denny's better.
I
than
don't
Sway
got
Barnes.
no
Denny
dog
like
in the fight.
literally. I'm saying that me and Ox, we
Clears
was
him
just
though,
at the
Mars?
game.
Like
we were
Turtle.
just
Well, he doesn't clear him as a player at all, but you can say Denny's better offensively. Then. You can say
we were just at the game. I watched live. Which
not a-
good
he's
ass
not a- he's
seats.
not a better
we
passer.
we seen them play the Celtics.
Yeah.
The
He's
Blazers
not a
and the
better
Celtics.
offensive
Oh yeah,
They
he was
run
distributed like a
every
motherfucker.
single thing through Denny Abdia. Denny Abdia over the last month, he got to be averaging.
he's been that
double
point
digits.
guard. Yeah, he's been that point
Yeah.
guard.
So like
And
I'm
I
saying,
still don't think he's better.
since
He
that
can
transition's
play
been
4
made,
positions comfortably.
And Scotty can play 5.
since that transition's been made, in the way he's
Well, to be fair,
distributing,
2 through 4 is basically the same position nowadays.
Yep.
Okay,
Which is nuts.
They still
So it makes it sound a bit better.
To say that, by the way, but it's
damn
true.
more shit.
So everyone can play
Nuts to
6
say that.
positions.
So
Except for
Drench,
Trae Young.
it is positionless.
So Ron, I'm gonna run down a couple of names.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Ron, I'm
No,
run
but they've been saying that for the past 4 seasons. Now all of a sudden,
Obviously, it's
that position is
unheard
no
of,
more.
though. It's
Go ahead,
unheard
Joe.
of now.
Go ahead. Get these names off.
So Ron, I'm gonna run down a couple of names for you, and you tell me when to stop. Luca,
nah,
SGA,
nah.
Maxi.
Come on now.
I'm telling you, Denny is hooping right now.
I ain't asking
I'm
you
like-
to
and I'm-
with you on that
I'm-
match.
this is the only. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. I'm going to give it to Maxi.
Okay.
But if Denny keeps this up by the end of the season, Maxi, you're out of there. Denny's
Okay.
bigger than you.
That's right
He gets
now.
to. He better finisher than you, better passer than you, better defender than you.
Okay.
Denny like that, y'all. Yes, he
Denny
is a
better on
better
defense than Maxi this year?
Yes,
No,
yes.
he is
Cap,
not.
cap.
That's not true.
I watched them play against the Clippers, and I watched.
Congratulations.
I watched.
Congratulations. You was in the
I-
arena. Congratulations. I don't care.
No, I said against the Clippers, not against the Celtics. I watched Denny
Okay,
sitting
Ross.
down
Wait,
on
wait.
Kawhi Leonard,
So
cutting
stay
him
right here,
off,
Ross. So
making
stay
him
right here,
change,
Ross.
making him change directions.
Okay, I got you.
Kawhi was still getting buckets, but the way Denny was competing, Denny's able to guard 1 through 4. Tyrese Maxey can guard a point guard, or he'll guard somebody off ball. Tyrese Maxey, like when it
I
comes
think
to
Denny
defense,
is a
like
better defender than Maxi.
Every
he
single time
is.
someone says
I think
something
he's more
crazy, I
physically
just pull
capable.
this
He
out
hasn't
to
been this
calm my
year.
brain down.
He's more capable defensively for sure.
I think
This
he
year
needs a
hasn't
bigger
been that.
hourglass, like one that is a real.
I got Denny.
Okay.
That's
So,
Denny.
okay.
that's
So,
good.
so Denny, so how about Donovan Mitchell?
No. Maxi right now. I'm talking about as a defender.
As
I
of
got
right
Denny,
now.
but
Okay,
as of right now,
not
Maxi. I'm
Okay,
gonna give it to Maxi.
Donovan
Maxi
Mitchell.
got it.
Donovan
Nah,
Mitchell,
Donovan got it.
Joker,
Come on,
Jaylen Brown,
Jalen
Anthony Edwards,
and
Jalen Brunson,
Brunson.
Curry,
Steph got it.
Leonard.
He almost gave me a heart attack last night. Shit, Steph. God damn.
Okay.
Kawhi, he got it, but Let Kawhi break down next week. Let Kawhi break down next week. Then it's not.
okay,
No, what
okay.
all I'm saying is,
I like that.
all no,
The good
all
old
I'm saying
cop-out,
is,
yeah, the good old
all
cop-out,
I'm saying is, it's
Okay.
not
That's
unfathomable to
all
say
y'all
that
ever
Diddy's
got
gonna
to
have
say
a.
about Kawhi.
Oh, but because it's the truth. But what I'm saying is, if Diddy ends up having a better season than Kawhi because of obviously injuries, that wouldn't be far fetched. However, if Kawhi healthy, Kawhi got it.
Okay. Now, Cade,
Okay, got it.
Jalen Johnson.
Denny better than Jalen.
I got
Denny's
it.
better than Jalen Johnson.
Ah,
Denny's
yeah,
better.
Yeah, I got Denny too. Definitely
Boy, I
Denny
got
on him.
Denny.
Jamal
I'm
Murray.
telling
Come on. Next.
De'Aaron
I got
Fox.
Denny. I like Jamal. He not fucking with Denny this year.
De'Aaron Fox.
Not with what I'm seeing. He's not.
De'Aaron Fox.
Ooh, Lester.
Not even De'Aaron this year.
No, so De'Aaron too. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's I'm up to 12 players, Ron. That's where I'm at right now, and I've heard 3 of them. So how about Cat?
We all do know Denny's third team All NBA this year. We do know that. Maybe even second.
Yeah,
No,
the whole
he's
first-
not.
Maybe
the
even
first
second.
the whole first team is hurt. So yeah, shit.
How about because I didn't bring up Giannis, right? I ain't bring up Giannis. So how about
You didn't
Cat?
have to.
Has he been better than Cat?
Denny's better than Cat. Right now, this season, Denny has been better than Cat.
How about
No, we
how
are
about-
talking about this season. You're right.
How about Rudy Gobert, Ron?
Chill. Come on, man. Please.
We might be looking at the defensive player of the year
See,
again.
defense matter till it don't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Crazy.
All right. I'm with you, Ron. How about Jalen Duren, Ron? Is he better than him?
Yes.
How about Bam? Is he better than him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
How about Paolo? Is he better than him?
This year, yeah.
Franz.
Hold on, wait,
Lapping-
chill,
he's lapping Paulo this year.
before you keep going, I got a question to you. Do Bam even wear Asia shoes?
He did not have him on Saturday when I seen
He's
him.
a sucker, man.
No,
I wear Asia shoes. You know what I'm
He-
saying?
he did not
I
have
wear
them
I rock the A1s when I hit the court. You know
They
what
got
I'm
them
saying?
in your size, Ox?
Yeah, I had to order them.
Aha.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I rock Asia shoes.
Has he been better than Laurie Markkinen?
Please lie.
I'm begging you, Ron. I'm begging you. Say it.
Ooh, this is a real good one. I'm gonna just say it's a toss-up. For me, it's a toss-up. You could say Laurie's been a better scorer. Outside of that, Denny has done everything better than Laurie, including win.
Has he been better than MPJ this year?
Yes.
I know, Mars, it doesn't necessarily mean too much, but hey, I'm just saying, like, has he been better than who?
MPJ.
You could say MPJ's been a better scorer. You can say, but yes, he's
He
been
has
better
been.
than MPJ. He's been better than MPJ.
Has he been better than KD this year?
All right, Ron.
Yeah,
Ron,
Leave
don't
30
ask,
minutes
y'all.
early. I promise
Super
I'll leave 30
chats.
minutes
We
early.
can get to super chats,
Hey,
y'all.
Ron, you gonna be up here by yourself.
We can get to super chats, yo. We can get to super chats.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Speaking of Cade and all those guys, Denny's another guy that I've been saying Detroit might need to see if they could grab him. I'm saying Detroit is this far away. Detroit is this far away, bro. They just need one of them dudes. Laurie, MPJ,
They
Denny.
just curb stomped the Knicks last night.
I'm not the biggest fan of Denny for them, but
That don't
Denny's
matter, that
contract
don't-
is so good that I think like getting Denny
Yeah.
can only help your team. Like he's making he's
Shout
so,
out to the Wizards,
relative
man.
to contract, you could say he's a top 15 player in the league, easy. Relative to contract.
Right, but
But
them
relative to
stomp,
just basketball, no.
Denny's better
pin
than
them,
J-Dub
pin
right now.
them stomping,
Like
them,
considerably
hell
better.
yeah, hell
He's
yeah,
been better
no,
than
no
Jada
doubt
this
about
season,
it.
for sure.
And he is on
But
the books for
them
14
stopping,
million.
them stomping the
ridiculous.
Knicks,
And
them stomping the
11
Knicks
million,
can't
that's it.
mean pin them stomping the Knicks can't mean that they're favorites and they don't need to make another move. Because if that's what that means, then what does the Hornets stomping OKC mean? You know what I mean? We can't.
The
Just,
Hornets are next up. That's what it means.
The Trailblazers hold
Look,
Denny
look.
Oh,
Avdija.
yeah.
Both
You're right.
teams that lost last night, the Knicks, shocking to everybody that they lost by 30 because it was pretty even split between those two teams. But the Knicks have lost 4 straight. And the OKC Thunder, again, last night, walking into it, were 6-5 over the last 11. So I've always said this, it matters when you play a team. Sometimes you play a team and they're on an undefeated streak of like 5-6 games and they're feeling themselves and they're feeling good and they're healthy. Sometimes you play a team and they're playing like OKC is right now, where OKC is very vulnerable. Let's not pretend like, a lot of
Why are
teams
they
haven't,
vulnerable?
because a lot of teams have beat them. It's not just the Spurs. Everyone, when the Spurs first beat them, the narrative was, oh, the Spurs are the antidote. The Spurs are the kryptonite. The Spurs
How many times did the Spurs beat them?
3.
3. So it's not a lot of teams beating them.
They have 7 losses and 3 of them are to San Antonio.
3 of them are you know what I'm saying? 3 of them are to them.
One of them
to
the Charlotte Hornets, who you don't respect very much.
What you do. So what I'm saying is like how they're vulnerable. Like they just
Yes, they are vulnerable. They're
because
not
it's
playing their best.
January.
No, because they're not playing their best basketball, Ox. Just like the Knicks are a little bit vulnerable right now because they're not playing their best basketball. There's a lot of teams that aren't playing their best basketball right now, and then there are certain teams that are playing really great basketball. I'm just saying, like, teams go through ebbs and flows. It's a long season. It's 82 games. I'm just saying that a team, sometimes a team is like way, way worse in the first half of the season than they are in the second half of the season. And if you luck out and you face that team 3 times in the first half of the season, then you get 3 wins. But if you had played them 2 months later, you get 3 losses.
Right. I think it was just the way you worded it, because it was just like, oh, I'm just vulnerable right now, So I'm just like,
damn,
they're not, they're not vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Pin, you ain't say it like that.
Ron, Denny.
No, I'm not saying he said it like that. I'm not. Never mind, bro. Never mind.
Ron, Denny.
It's the verbiage, the word.
Vulnerable. The word, yes, the word when you said vulnerable. It's not.
I'm not just making it seem like it was the tone.
No, I'm not. Ron, don't be nasty. What I'm saying, Pin, is that like the way you said it made it seem like they're a damsel in distress. Like,
how do you say it again? Right, bro, Say it one more time.
Ron, what I do
Chill,
know,
as you were saying.
What I do know, Ron, is over the next 3 years, the Portland Trail Blazers owe him $38 million total.
And how much do the Hawks owe Trae Young this year?
Yikes! That's
I wouldn't give Abdia for nothing.
Yeah, everybody who wants to talk
for
about
nothing, I would not trade him for anything.
Yeah, Denny's untradeable for like the opposite reason why like Joel Embiid is untradeable.
Mars,
his contract,
would you believe
he's not what his contract. He's so drastically underpaid relative to
he's
how
not
good he
worth
is
it.
that you won't get anything close to equal value back in the trade.
That's not true.
Mars,
would you
believe?
Unless you attach Jeremy Grant to it.
No. If you could take like 2x lottery picks back, like okay, for instance, I'll construct a deal for you right now.
I meant in terms of players, but okay, sure.
No, but I mean players are on, like, so if you were to say, for instance, the Spurs, right? If the Spurs were to trade Stephon Castle and Jeremy Sohan, that could work.
I'm not
saying they should. I'm saying that would be equivalent value, wouldn't it?
But I don't think Portland should want to do that.
I'm with you, Ox. No,
I would argue at this point, Jeremy Sohan is probably a negative asset.
No,
and Stephon Castle was nice. Stephon Castle was nice. Denny's better than him.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
But Steph is also really young, so I'm saying like if
Denny's 25,
he's 25.
Is he 25?
He just looked like
2020.
No,
he just
turned 2020 warmed up, yo.
He just turned.
I was Denny FC back when he was on the Wizards. I was trying to tell people, and this is the thing. This seems to happen a lot with me. I don't know why. I tell people about X player who's actually really good, but he's on a bad team. They end up going somewhere else. They become really good, and then they become overrated. Denny Avdia has been really good for a while.
Yes, he has.
Denny Avdia is being drastically overrated by Ron. But his contract value, him and Austin Reeves, I think. I don't know other people's contracts like that. Him and Austin Reeves, their contracts are so small compared to how good they are. It doesn't make sense to trade them. It just doesn't. They're providing too much value for $15 million. You can't.
I remember when Denny got drafted.
Right quick, Ox. My eyes are not lying to me. This is not a good team. You guys have tried to tell me that the Portland Trail Blazers were a good team for a little over 7-8 months.
Well, I said play good team, and they are not a good team.
Ron, that's not fair though. No Drew, no Jeremy. That's not
okay. Regardless of what they have right now, they're not a good team. He's providing all the offensive value for these guys. I'm watching this dude run pick and roll and be a maestro. Find the open man, throw oops, kick it back to Donovan Klinger for open threes. I'm watching him get into the paint at will. Y'all, Diddy Avdia is not.
I be watching his ass foul bait too, though. When he's talking about his ass do that foul bait shit more.
Diddy Avdia
he's one of the worst foul baiters.
I didn't know he was that big, Ron.
He is 6'8",
that's
and he
the
gets
thing,
into
though,
the
Ron.
paint when he wants to.
That's what I'm saying about Denny. It was when I first seen Denny, I just didn't think he was had all of it. Like he was clearly skilled, but I just wasn't sure if it was going to be something. But now when I see him at this point in his career, he seems so much stronger, so much bigger, and so much faster. Like to be 6'8" and be that fast and strong and controlled. Because a lot of dudes, they're going to get out of control sometimes, stumble, whatever, can't stop, slow down, all that type of stuff. Denny is in control of his body, and he's just fast as shit. And he's an easy 6'8".
I would say he gets out of control quite a bit, to be fair, on his drives. But he's 25. Like, Denny, it's not far-fetched to project more improvement.
Just
Denny's
turned
really
25
good.
too, by the way, Mars.
Yeah, Denny is really good. Like, I'm not doubting he's really good. I agree with everything Ron said. Denny is shouldering Portland's offense right now. Without Denny, they have no one who can reliably create for themselves and others.
They're like 20 points
emphasis on the emphasis on the and others part. Denny is the only one who can reliably get everyone involved alongside being able to generate his own offense. However, I do think there are still glaring holes in his creation. But that doesn't matter when you have to shoulder as much of a burden as he's shouldering in Portland. So, it's like he's really good for the situation he's being put in right now, and he's doing the best he can do, and he's actually playing at an elite level. But in a better situation, on a better team, his flaws are going to be noticeable. So it's just like he's probably not as good as Ron is saying, but he's still really good. He's going to make the All-Star team this year, and I think that's valid.
Mars, when you put it that way, all right. But until I see him in that scenario, I'm not going to judge him based on a projected scenario. I'm just watching what I see right now. I'm watching a dude who's a one-man fast break. I'm watching a dude who's not just 6'8", but he's the fastest 6'8" player on the court more than not.
Is he a legit 6'8", Ryan? Ain't nothing like 6'6".
No,
or
he's
6'7".
He's legit 6'8". But they're the 20th offense in the league for a reason. But with him on the court, they're
because
tremendously
Denny
better.
Yeah.
Hey, chill. He's a legit 6'8". And you know who he wasn't that much taller than?
Derek White.
Derek White.
There you go.
I saw that the other day, and I was just kind of
I saw that clip. I was like, you guys really do just be arguing anything.
Yeah, okay, so is Derek White 6'3" or 6'6"?
We don't have time for this, do we?
No,
we don't. But the reason some people aren't Denny maybe doesn't appear as tall as he is because I think he has a negative wingspan or a neutral wingspan. So he doesn't have the dimensions that make, but he's legitimately a huge wing. Like he's a big wing.
Yeah, I also agree with Ox though. It's nowhere Derek White is 6'3" though. By the way. No,
I always thought Derek White was 6'4", and I thought that was just well understood. But
yeah, he might be 6'5" though. But
he's an easy 6'5".
He might be 6'9". We will
shout
never
out
know.
6'7".
Back when he had the hair, yeah, maybe 6'6".
Denny has a 6'9" wingspan, so it's not quite negative. It's not quite like Desmond Bain level, but it's not.
Arms.
It's not.
Desmond Bain seems shorter than what he is because his shit's smaller. So Desmond
Bain,
that's
the big reason why he looks smaller than he is.
Desmond Bain 6'6" though. That's what people don't see. He's 6'6", 6'5".
Desmond Bain is big.
He just got them little bitty ass arms, so he looks 6'2".
He'll
choke your ass out off a headlock like that, boy. He'll lift your ass up off your feet, boy. You'll be asleep like a motherfucker.
All right, so the first super chat I got is from Mr. Coulon 30. Mr. Coulon said, respect Kyle Lowry, 6-time All-Star, All-NBA player, one of the most winning guards of this era. Trae Young could never.
Speak.
Absolutely.
Speak.
I do think Pete Kyle Lowry is better than current Trae Young. I don't think that should be a hot take.
It's not a hot take, Mars. You're right.
Yeah, it's out there, mine, but
you know the only people who don't agree with that are PRA merchants, right? Yeah.
No. I'm not a PRA.
Even Pete Kyle Lowry was averaging what, 18 and 7?
Yep.
Trae Young is averaging 19 and 9. Like even the PRA ain't saying much.
Cause he's not current right now. He's not current right now. You gotta relax. His ass not playing.
Pete Kyle Lowry, 22 and 7.
Give him some chances.
Save us, Demon Kyle. What are we talking about?
And check the rebounds. Kyle was a hell of a rebounder.
He was averaging 22, 5 and 7. Current Trae Young is 19, 2 and 9. The PRA still says it was Kyle Lowry. So why don't we go box score watch and say Kyle Lowry better?
But the defense, though, don't forget the defense.
Yeah, I'm just addressing Penn's point that the only people saying this are PRA merchants.
Ron, isn't this
Trae
the
Young's
worst-
PRA hasn't been crazy this year. So like even the PRA thing
He
doesn't
better
favor
been
him.
playing this year.
Isn't this the worst version?
I
Ron,
said
of you?
current Trae Young. That's all I said. I said Pete
That's
Kyle
what I'm
Lowry's
saying,
better than
not
current Trae
current.
Young.
He in preseason Trae
Joe,
Young right now.
I just want to make sure
He's
that
talented.
That's all I said. Pete Kyle Lowry's better than current Trae Young. Current Trae Young is 19, 1.5, and 9 on 41,
So by the end of the
31,
season, if he's 24,
86 splits.
so by the end of the
I'll
season,
ask
24,
you
11
another
and a half,
question.
Meanwhile, Pete Kyle Lowry, 22, 5, and 7 on 46, 41, 82 splits. Even the PRA says Kyle Lowry was better.
And the efficiency.
And then if you want to go to the winning aspect, this is on a team that won 51 games. Has Trae Young ever won 51 games?
Nope.
Hell,
And by the way, Kyle Lowry made a conference finals before Kawhi Leonard got there as the best player on that team. So
Well, people
What
say
happened?
DeMar, but yeah, people say
well,
DeMar.
people are wrong because they're
No,
also
people
PRA
are wrong.
missions.
But all I'm saying is even the PRA favors Kyle Lowry over current Trae Young. So I don't think me saying Pete Kyle Lowry
I
is
just-
better than current
just
Trae Young.
think, like, it's so
especially
interesting
when you
because,
factor in
like,
one was a great
I feel
player.
like Kyle gets disrespect for the same reason that Scotty Barnes gets disrespected. It's like y'all don't see him as that type of player, but like when you actually measure impact, like how they impact the court, like they're doing all the right stuff. Like I watched Kyle Lowry dig this team out of like 10-point, 12-point, 15-point holes just by making the
Trae
right
Young has
play.
done that before too. Stop
and
the
taking
bullshit.
a
man.
pin and
But
taking
he's the
Trae Young
reason,
jump
but the difference between Trae Young and Kyle Lowry is Trae Young is the reason you're in. a
And
15
so has
win
Kyle
hole.
Lowry. I don't know if you remember, but Kyle Lowry, don't forget, please let's not forget that the worst shooting performance in the history of the NBA for guards that happened.
Oh yeah, like I mean, look, Kyle had plenty of playoffs.
Yes, he
you know,
has.
playoff
So let's not make it
moments.
sound like Kyle doesn't
But-
dig
Also,
him
wait,
at all.
he had
But I'll
the
tell you
worst
something he
war.
never
He had
did.
the worst
Chill.
He had the worst.
He never
in
averaged 6
2015,
turnovers a
he had
game
the
in an entire
worst
series.
shooting
That's never
performance for a
happened.
guard in NBA history. That's
Okay.
never
So
happened.
in 2015, Kyle Lowry was
He was the worst.
31.5% from the field, 22% from three.
That's the worst
That's
in
the
NBA
player.
history for a guard. In
In
2015,
2022, Trae Young was 32% from the field and 18% from three in the series. He did the
In the
same
series.
shit Kyle Lowry did.
okay, in the
He did
series.
the same shit. So
On higher volume.
worst shooting performance from a guard. Trae Young
Okay.
did the same shit, but didn't play defense and was actually worse.
When was this, Mars?
2022, the best Trae Young season of his career. He
No,
played
it
with
wasn't.
me in the playoffs
Wait,
and
wait,
got
wait,
shut
wait,
down.
wait,
I shot 32% from the field and 18% from three. So the same argument that you just used against Kyle Lowry, missed 32% and
Yeah.
22% from three. He actually shot better from three than Trae Young. So then what? Now what? Trae Young did the same shit, but was the worst defender on the court too.
Can we move on, y'all?
Oh man, that boy
Preach,
good.
Mars, preach.
That boy.
Actually,
So,
good.
yeah, it was cool.
Actually, he's not.
Kyle Lowry had
like
the
five-
worst.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Kyle Lowry had the
whoa,
worst
whoa.
shooting postseason from a guard
He did have-
until
he did
Trae
have-
Young did it worse.
Right,
There you
and
go.
he did do it worse. And even on top of that, he took a less talented team further than what he did. Don't forget, this is the same Kyle Lowry.
They lost in
who
round
took
one that
team-
year. They lost in round one. What do you mean?
Who lost in 22?
Yeah, they lost in round one. That's what happened. They lost in round one.
I thought you said 21.
And that
because
wasn't
in
his
21
best season then.
when
He talking
Right.
about the one he
22 was
took to-
22 was
he talking
quite
about the one he
clearly
took
Trae
to the
Young's best
finals. He's
season.
talking about the one he took him to the final.
Oh, the Eastern Conference Finals, the Eastern
That's
Conference
the year-
Finals that
that's
Kyle
the year
Lowry's
I'm
been to
talking
multiple
That's what
times.
he's talking about.
When Kyle Lowry was in the Conference Finals in 2016.
Yeah, with a better player than what Trae Young had ever played with ever. Trae Young never played
Imagine
with a player
Trae Young
like
with
him,
DeMar
ever.
DeRozan.
That's a fact.
Hmm.
Trae Young has never played with him, and the point is that he was digging. The point is, I bring that up to say that he was digging him out of holes.
Damn sure ain't gonna play with one in
Trae
Washington.
Young, Kyle Lowry was. Mars, you're an advocate of don't throw yourself in a hole and then give somebody credit for digging themselves out of it. Kyle Lowry did that a bunch of times. He did that a
That's
bunch of
not
different times,
true.
just like Trae Young did it.
Yes.
So those two
Chill
things
between
those two things don't
2018
fall.
and 2020. Kyle Lowry.
The fact that
in
I
the
can even
playoffs
argue about
played
peak Kyle Lowry
45
versus peak
games.
Trae Young should show that obviously he's better than
45
current Trae Young.
games for Kyle Lowry between 2018 and 2020, 16 points per game. This is all playoffs. 54.4% effective field goal percentage. We're talking 54% from two, 37% from three. Okay, come on now. 2.5 turnovers to 6.8 assists. What are we doing here?
Not to mention one was a legitimately great defender. Like I don't.
Yes,
I don't-
Kyle was an amazing defender.
Can we
He
please
could-
move
you know
on?
what? Chill. There is
Oh,
no
I'm
point
losing
guard.
my mind right now. So Trae Young is so Trae Young and Kyle Lowry, they like this. Matter of fact, Kyle Lowry is
All
better than Trae Young.
I said
Yeah.
was
No,
Pete
no,
Kyle Lowry's
no,
better than
just-
current Trae Young. That's all I
just-
said. That's all I said.
Okay, and once again,
I'll take it a step
Ron,
further. Pete
so-
Kyle Lowry is better than Pete.
Once
Trae
again,
Young.
Ron, this Trae Young,
That's
this
pen.
Trae Young.
That's pen.
I think this is the worst Trae Young of his career. This Trae Young, current Trae
Well,
Young.
his rookie season was worse, but yeah.
Okay,
Merry
so
Christmas, Jordan.
so the best version of Kyle Lowry is better than rookie Trae Young. That's what he is better than. All of them other
And he's
Trae
better
Young,
than this Trae Young.
which is the same as rookie Trae Young, basically.
No.
And he was beat up. On top of that,
Give me rookie Trae Young.
This is bugging me out because
Chill. I don't
I
ever
remember
want to hear
Kyle
that you
Lowry.
value winning ever again.
I 100% remember Kyle Lowry. And now, again, I just want to make sure that we keep this same energy because we value in defense. Yes, sir. We are 100% value in defense. And we don't care about offense as much. We don't care about offense as much, but we value in defense. All right, bet I can get with that. No doubt.
I think
Yeah, we can get with that.
defense matters, no?
Yes, it 100% matters.
It's
And I think
unfortunate
Trae
that
Young
Kyle
is
Lowry did not make all
I think
defensive
Trae Young
teams.
is an exceptionally better offensive player than Kyle Lowry.
I think Trae Young's better offensively than Kyle
Chill.
Lowry.
I think he's
Do
an
you know?
exceptionally
Chill.
better
Do you know in
offensive
2016 Kyle Lowry was 13th runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year? Do you understand like what level of defender you're talking about? Yeah, I mean I'm stretching it big time. Unfortunately, he didn't make all defensive teams. He should have. Unfortunately,
Kyle
he
Lowry's
didn't.
never made all defense.
Not 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Defensive team.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's tough. I know it was
Marquavian, whatever your name is, we didn't just give you the numbers. Mars gave your goofy ass the numbers. We didn't give you anything. So Mars gave your goofy ass the numbers. So don't vouch for we said that. We didn't say anything. Mars said it. You didn't even know that before Mars brought it up. Goofball.
Hello.
Sit back and be quiet. Don't type no more in the chat, Marquavian.
We didn't give you
Don't
anything.
type no more. You type again, I'm banning you from the chat.
I'm gonna run the poll on
sit
Twitter.
back and
Pete
watch.
Kyle Lowry versus Curry.
Don't
Trae.
type. Don't even think about typing. But we got another super chat from Keep It Funky, J50. Keep It Funky said, KD is underrated as a defender because people get distracted by the aesthetics. KD legit gets out there and guards 1 through 5 when needed. He's a good rim protector, and his length helps to alter a lot of shots.
He has been.
He's very additive. That's the word. He's very additive to established core defenses. You need to have some pressure on the perimeter next to him, and you need to have some rim protection. But he is the perfect third cog in a really good defense.
Kevin Durant is holding people 13% below expected at the rim.
Yes,
I can get with that.
You know, that was the thing that really blew
What
me
does
away.
below
at Texas.
expected mean?
They're below their average.
Yeah.
Below their average. Like you expect that this player who shoots 50% on contested threes is going to shoot 50%. So Kevin Durant would be, if Kevin Durant is the defender, we just say, well, what happens when Kevin Durant is the defender? And according to Mars, it's 13% less.
Which is obviously not the be all end all. Like there are still context to all numbers. But
yeah,
reality is Kevin Durant is a good rim protector, is the moral of the story. There you go.
All right, the next super chat is from, looky here. Cowboy Bob said, flag on the play, intentional yapping.
Can't even spell Kyle Lowry? Come on, Bob.
Lowry
you don't even know Lowry's name, and I'm yapping. Okay. All right.
Lowry is better than Trae is an extreme example of foolery. I wish Trae goes to Utah with George and Lowry, with Keontae George and Lowry marketing. Still there would be nasty. Holding Trae back.
Money
go
holding.
New York. Go.
I do not want
money holding Trae back.
Utah,
First of all,
that would actually be the worst defense in history.
First of all, it's Mike Lowry. You got to talk about Mike Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, the next super chat we got is from Hoops Never Stops. Would you look at here? Scotty Barnes is having a great season. I feel like no one is talking about it, though. All pro level defensively and better offensively.
Yeah, he's been awesome. The volume just isn't there. Sometimes, he sort of settles into like second option next to Brandon Ingram, or sometimes he'll play like third option. He doesn't get enough touches, but man, last few games he's been running a lot more point, and I love how the offense looks with him, man. I really do. Like he's been awesome. We really haven't had a center for like the last month. When he's plugging up that hole.
I did think that would be.
I mean, Jakob Poeltl is really good, man. With Jakob Poeltl, chill. This team is on a 58 win pace with Jakob Poeltl.
Wow.
Without him, they're like middle of the pack. So
if you had a viable big man, like it would look way better. And I don't even need.
If we had a healthy Kristaps Porzingis,
and
this team would be the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I don't even mean that.
That's the gap.
Yo, Jakob, I'm wishing you the best of health and all of that good stuff, but take your time coming back, brother. Take your time. Jalen King sent through a super chat and said, I was at the Rockets game last night. After KD hit that three, Ime Udoka walked over to Jalen Green and said, that's how you close a game, little nigga.
No, he didn't. And that's
I mean,
foul.
knowing Ime Udoka, he might have.
And even if he did say that, that's foul. I mean, this is a dude who was learning how to play, and that's dumb.
All right, the next super chat is from my dog Masinko. Masinko said, if the Bucks are serious about keeping Giannis, I feel they have to take the shot at getting Trae Young.
We
Do
just
we hate this too?
went through this, man. What is the definition of insanity? We just go through this. Like, we just did this with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a better player. We have a defensively compromised player. I think there's some pretty decent point guards over. There's some pretty decent guards over in Milwaukee. I don't think Trae Young is necessarily going to make that better.
I think the whole thing got a monkey wrench got thrown in it, Penn, when Giannis got hurt. If Giannis didn't get hurt, I think this thing would look way different. I do. I think this thing
it would look marginally better.
Yes, it would look. I think it would look a lot better. A lot better.
They're not even. Are they in the play-in right now?
No, I think they're in the.
They're not even. In the
play-in. They're one game behind the play-in.
Yeah.
Remember, I was just saying they're behind Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Yeah, 11.
So both. Wait, Ron. This is why you're so cranky. Bucks are trash. Atlanta's trash. Indiana's trash. Toronto's not trash. This is like your nightmare.
My FCs will rise again. Trust me, there will be a
all
trade.
Your FCs are dead
No,
in the water right now. They're all mid. They're all terrible.
All right.
You know,
hey.
you a big Giannis guy, big Trae guy, big Halliburton guy.
Penn, like, you coming to LA for All-Star Weekend?
I got Penn Dance.
Okay. Well, around that time, I'll be back to full form. Just know that.
What full form?
Oh,
your team sucks.
Hey, you know worry, Penn. You know
Ron
worry.
Stradamus does not exist. Does not exist. That is.
We shall see.
Like, you say something, I literally place a bet on the opposite thing the next day. You like, oh, this guy's gonna be cooking. I'll be like, mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. DSG Piccolo said, imagine if Charlotte just drafted Klingon or Edie. Would have been amazing young core to watch. Khan, Edie or Klingon, LaMelo, Brandon Miller moves me. I like that.
What? No, they got Cockbrenner. Plus, they got Tijon Salon. Tijon Salon's actually
Klingon
this year.
That's the Boston Celtics five, man.
For them. But yeah, I still think Tijon was a bad pick, but he's turning himself into a NBA pick.
I can't judge projects before year 4.
It's just I don't think drafting a project makes sense, especially when I don't see the upsides. But if he turns into something like more than I expect, then
people were saying Kevin Knox shit like about him. And it's just like, I get it. Like when it's Kevin Knox, when it's Mo Bamba, when it's like that type of project and you don't see the year-over-year progression that you're expecting. And I understand that we don't have a large sample size, but like from year 1, I watched him live last year when the Raptors beat them. I think the Raptors beat them. Like he looked good in person. And you talk about like seeing people up close in person. I was courtside. This dude is huge. Like he is a legitimately huge human being. And the way that he moves, I'm just like, man, if they can teach him how to play basketball, he's gonna be a starter in the NBA at some point.
You imagine we're in the NBA and they're saying, hey, this guy, if he actually learns how to play basketball, he might be a good basketball player.
Yeah,
we're in the NBA. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Mars, this is
but we're in the NBA, and the only thing he's missing is the ability to play basketball.
Mars, but if you think about it this way, like this is why teams end up drafting like guys like Davion Mitchell in the lottery. You should never waste lottery picks on like guys who have high floors. You should try to maximize ceiling with high lottery picks. I totally understand what they did with Tijon Salon. I might not have agreed with it that high, but you got to take these chances when they come up.
Couldn't you just taken a chance on Matas Buzelis, who's also?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Buzelis is better.
Higher outside, and obviously had a higher floor.
Sure, I think Buzelis would have been a better pick.
But hey, if it works out, it works out. Shout out to Charlotte.
All right, the next super chat is from MP13. MP said, being a team with a 15 to 25 ranked player has to be tough because they demand max money without consistently proving max player impact on the floor.
You know,
that's what I said, yeah.
The Hawks wish that Trae Young could be a top 15, top 25 player right now. That would be great.
But yeah, it applies to like Jaren Jackson Juniors of the world. Like it's tough. Like with the way max contracts are set up, you don't want to give a max to someone who isn't tier 1, but they're pretty much all eligible to make the exact same amount. And obviously they're gonna ask for that amount of money. So then it turns into either you trade me, you let me go, or you give me the money I'm asking for. It never seems to end well. So I think the worst thing you can do is have a tier 2/3 player on your books for the money that they're gonna command. I think teams are starting to figure that out, but
yeah,
we'll see.
everyone talks about how OKC is so stacked for the future, but imagine if one day you have to pivot off of Case and Wallace and AJ Mitchell because you have J-Dub on your books. That could be interesting.
Tough thing, man. We'll see.
All right, man, that bird is going crazy. Shout out that bird, man. OG team said the Knicks are in the dirt right now. Cat has been pathetic. 30 years old, still committing offensive fouls. Poor versus physicality. Oh yeah, he can't shoot threes.
I mean, Cat still has the same flaws he always had. I'm never gonna.
Why? Because we're in New York, like it's different. It's not different. It's not different. He was doing the same thing when he was in Minnesota. He was running people over when he was in Minnesota. He was rebounding when he was in Minnesota. He still was shooting the same way he was shooting when he was in Minnesota. The problem that we're having in New York is that the offense is moving a little bit more. And Cat is one of those bigs who, after that first read, if he's not open and he doesn't get the ball, he's completely out of the play.
Cat is shooting 36% from 3. That's down from like the 42 he's been at the last couple years.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna. Cat can shoot the ball. Like that's never gonna be. I'm never really gonna question that. Shooting does have variance to it. This might just be a down shooting year for Cat, but that's no cause for concern. And the offensive foul stuff, like the driving stuff, like that's been Cat. So it's like, yeah, he kind of just Cat is who he is. He's a flawed player, but he's still really good. Yeah.
The Jonathan Frazier said Snoop had me in tears last night. Come on, take off on him, cuz. Oh man, that was weak. Was his reaction to Quentin Post's fast break? Snoop was trolling.
He was having fun, man. That game was.
Oh, he's from Inglewood. He back in Inglewood now.
That game was a bad watch. Like Snoop notwithstanding, but like the quality on the court, that was. The Clippers had like 216 turnovers. The Warriors can't score the basketball. Steph fouled out.
Two old teams. That's what it looked like, Mars. Two old teams.
It was bad hoops.
Two old
teams. Shout out to Kobe Sanders. Right, Ox? Right, Ox?
How about Kobe Brown?
Yeah.
All the Kobe.
One Kobe's enough. One Kobe's enough. Shout out to Kobe Sanders.
All right.
Kobe Sanders was balling last night. Salute to that. Hey, go make your money, Kobe. Make your money. Masinko sent through another super chat, $9.99. He skipped the line by sending through this yellow super chat and said, it just takes a general market reset once the league collectively started giving these players in the 15 to 40 rank maxes. They cooked it. It's slowly resetting now, though. Just need more time.
You're not going to get guys like Denny, though. Like, you're not going to get contracts like that for that kind of value. No. Denny is 26, 7, and 7. He on the books for $14 million. That's not happening. No.
Yeah, the last players to get like that, like Zach LaVine got paid at the exact right time. Jamal Murray got paid at the exact right time. Larry Markkinen got paid at the exact right time. So guys like Trae Young, unfortunately, he's at the wrong time. Like 4 years ago, Trae Young would have got whatever he was asking for. But now, players like Trae Young, they're probably just. That's the thing. It's all about timing sometimes in the NBA. Some guys just came up for contracts at the right time, so now they're still getting to reap the benefits. Whereas now GMs wouldn't offer Bradley Beal the money.
Why do people act like this hasn't always been the case? Like I will bring you back.
It's always handicapped.
There's always like stupid. There's always been stupid contracts. I would argue there are fewer stupid contracts today than there used to be. I will remind you, in 2001, Kevin Garnett made $19.6 million, right? And Shaq made 19.2. And you might say, well, those guys deserve it. But can I remind you that Juwan Howard was making 16.9?
Yeah. He was,
like if you translate that but if you translate that to today's salary, that's like saying Juwan Howard's making $50 million. Sean Kemp, Portland Sean Kemp, by the way, was making 11.7. Tim Hardaway in Miami, kind of past his prime, was making 12. Jason Williams in New Jersey. Shout out to Jason Williams. He was making 13.8. Show again. That is like saying today Jason Williams making $45 million, $44 million.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy.
I mean, that's how. But sometimes it just kind of comes to like who's up next. Like Mike Conley at one time had the biggest NBA contract
in the
of all
league.
time
Yeah, he
as
did.
well. You know what I mean? So it's just how it works. And on top of that, like where are you at? What team are you on? What is everybody else making? Who's your agent? You know what I'm saying? A lot of it goes into it.
Yep, I can get with that.
And don't forget too. Like, for instance, Mars, would you believe it if I told you that I seen Denny Avia planting trees in West Lynn last weekend?
Is he on the books for some extra cash for that? Or what's going on?
Nah, I'm just playing.
But it was for the Shoah Foundation. So.
All right, the next super chat I got is from Philip Redford. Philip Redford said Trae Young chit chat when MVP SGA is in a slump on offense and defense wise. Also, the Nuggets C team beating a fully healthy Sixers team.
Ron, they found them dudes from off the street. Like, can you rock? Come on. Can you rock? Yeah, come on. Can you rock?
We got to pick
Come
up
on.
one.
Yeah. Can you rock? Come on. Absolutely.
Hey, I need one. Hey, little bro, come play with us. I need
Like, Ox, you've been at the gym when we only got 9 dudes and somebody walk in and he make 10 and like, come on, my man. Yeah.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in this 12-game skid for OKC where they're 6-6, Shea's only averaging 34 and 6 on 52% shooting. Just he needs to lock in.
Yeah,
man.
Shea got to step it up, man.
Damn,
This
Shea,
is
get on your
unacceptable.
job, brother. 34 and 6.
Yeah,
How you call yourself the MVP and you
Get
doing
on your
stuff
job,
like this?
yo.
What a bum.
That was a Denver fan.
Speaking of bums, Yo-Yo Dolo sent through a super chat and said, Ox, you've become my favorite panelist in the past week and a half. Keep going, Big Ox. Keep going.
Appreciate that. It's a team sport, fellas.
W
34
vulnerability.
and 6 malls, not 34 and 6.
Yeah, 34 and 6,
I
not
got you.
34 and 6.
That's what I was.
Just to-
Okay, now I'm
Yeah,
following.
okay.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, he's not averaging 34 right now.
I was about to say, damn.
Also, we do got some guys in the chat that are averaging 34, 40. We even got a guy that's putting up Wilt numbers. But these guys are what they are, and they put up those numbers because they are Hall of Famers. So let me shout out the Hall of Famers, starting with Multi-Kenny, Worldwide Mace Television, Cheese, Bulletproof. Vale's falling off right now. He's taking like that Dyson Daniels, that regression. But Vale, we still got faith in you. Shout out to Vale. Small Boxes, Drago FC, D&E MLV, Rob Deer, my dog Kingster, Teddy Hart, and the latest Hall of Famer, Spider Gang 56. Spider Gang hit me up on Instagram last night. He trying to get into the group chat. Spider Gang, I'm gonna hook you up. Also, Friday's here soon, Spider Gang. I would like for you to come up here and cook the likes of, I won't say any names, but you know who we talking about. And also, on top of our Hall of Famers, shout out to SimWest34. Shout out to Sorcerer for becoming a member. Shout out to Elton C. He sent through a super chat as well. Salute to Elton C. Shout out to Derek Lamont. Shout out Derek Lamont. Appreciate y'all for joining up. We got another one too. Liberty Melt. And where do you guys come up with these names? Shout out Liberty Melt for joining up. I appreciate everybody that became a member today. Welcome to the Players Choice fam. We are getting into the meat and potatoes of the basketball season, so you are in for a treat. The next one that we got is, it's Nikoi. Said, who's a better defender, Trae Young or Steve Nash?
Steve Nash. Oh, it's unanimous.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Ron, are you nuts? What the
Ron
hell?
quit. Ron quit. Okay,
Ain't
great.
no way.
Now we can actually get through these super chats.
Yeah, let's finish.
Properly.
Finish
Was
that.
that meant to be? Was that controversial?
I
That's
guess
not
no,
controversial.
it's not, Mars. No, it is not.
okay.
No, it
For
is not.
someone who hates Steve Nash and loves Trae Young, that might be controversial.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get through it though, y'all.
yeah. Let's get through it.
Drink more water says, saw this cool Giannis stat. Wilt has the highest point per minute season at 1.04. Giannis this season is at 1.01, higher than any Embiid in the Harden season. How is Giannis not a top 5 scorer minimum?
Maybe Penn just
higher,
forgot him.
higher than Embiid because the 24 season doesn't count. Just want to put out there.
And maybe he just forgot him.
Yeah, just want to put out there because Embiid
Why
averaged
doesn't the
34.7 in 33 minutes. So just want to
Maybe he
make
just
sure we know
forgot
that.
him. All right.
Wait,
I
why
mean-
doesn't that count, Mars?
The games played, I would assume, but Embiid
right.
he averaged more points than minutes in 24.
I mean, look, if you watched Embiid play that year and you watch Giannis play this year and you think he's better at scoring, not more frequent with scoring, not taking more shots, but better at scoring, then power to you. I don't agree.
Well, he's neither, by the way. He doesn't score at a higher rate. He doesn't score as much per game, and he's not better at scoring.
Ron
But
really left when we said that Steve Nash is
Embiid was the best scorer in the league, so different.
Yeah.
Ron really left when we said Steve Nash is a better defender than Trae Young. Like, Ron, are you serious, bro? Like, ain't no way you serious.
I think Ron just wanted to leave anyway, and that was the closest
Yeah.
he could get to a
All right,
hot
okay,
take.
so say that then.
But yeah, Steve Nash looks like borderline all defense compared to Trae Young. I don't know.
Yes, what are you doing, Ron?
Yeah, because Steve Nash cares
Oh,
about
man.
defense. That is the difference.
NP13-4 says, yeah, never put that free throw merchant in conversations with peak Steph ever again. I don't want to hear that shit any.
You talking about Shea?
Yeah, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it a lot.
But we don't
I
want
will
to
say
hear.
I can't wait till and I'm not saying he is as good as peak Steph. I'm not saying that, but
He's not.
10 years from now, when guys just look back on what Shea's been doing, the games like last night against Charlotte where he went 7 for 21 are just going to be forgotten about. No one's going to care. Like Steph Curry was gone 6 for 20 too many times to count, but no one cares. Like it's like the bad games get glossed over in history. Like that's what it is. Like you know how it's always about Kobe. You know how many Kobe Bryant games we went 8 for 27 exist, but like as history happens, you get those games get glossed over. No one's gonna care. So yeah, the guy who's shooting 56% from the field this season had a game where he was sub 40% last night. But history 10 years from now, no one's gonna care about that random Charlotte game where he lost by 30.
Well,
No
this game, even for Shea, like I just don't think Shea is better than peak Steph. Last night has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Absolutely.
I don't think even in the future when we're talking about these guys, we should never harp on one game where he shot. I don't care if he would have shot 1 for 16. Man, it's basketball.
Kobe
Sometimes
Bryant.
there's a lid on it. You know what I mean? So that's not a big deal to me. But I still don't think he's better.
I agree with you. I'm just for the people like anytime Jokic has a bad game or Shea has a bad game, it's like, and you put him in conversation with X players, like, cool, I guess. I'm talking to those people like the little victory laps that people run whenever this player who gets compared to all-time greats has a bad game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Shaquille O'Neal's the most dominant force I've ever seen. I've watched Shaq go like 7 for 23. And that guy took every shot with him 10 feet. Like, it happens. Like, no one was like, you said Shaq is as good as X big. What happened here? He was 10 for 28. Cool. Like that doesn't change.
Kobe
the
went
point.
8 for 27 in that game 6 against Indiana in the NBA Finals. Nobody talk about it because they
Dude,
won.
What a
like,
bum.
So what? Like big
It is-
deal.
So
No big
that's what
deal.
it
Give
is.
me a break. Like scorers have nights where they don't shoot the ball well. It happens. As you were saying, Ox.
All right. It's Zamzay. Brandon Miller FC. We up. We back. Better than a min.
Oh yeah, that was the conversation. Like, was it last
Nope.
year or whenever?
What? So
Still
Brandon
don't
Miller's
think
not
he's
better
better
than
than
a min?
Lillard.
Is he not better than a min?
He's better offensively than a man. I think
That's not saying much.
that's the point.
I think he's actually saying a lot, to be honest with you. I think he is a better bucket getter than Amin Thompson right now. I think he's more
He's
skilled. than Amin
always been
Thompson.
better than Amin Thompson
So-
offensively, though.
He always will be. So that's not even the
I don't know, but
conversation.
always will be. But yes,
Oh,
for now
no,
he is.
no,
I trust the man,
I ain't
yo.
doing that.
I
You
trust the
trust the
man.
men to do what?
Get better.
All right, let's get to this super chat. That's crazy. The Jonathan Frazier. Welcome back, Mars. Is Ball Don't Lie back on Wednesdays? I got some stuff to get off. Also, Drench, 7 is a bad man. Told them boys to get their ass gone. Ball Don't Lie back on Wednesdays, Mars?
Did you? I'll say doubtful, but Real Talk did his on Saturday, so you'll probably find out over there. Regarding Kevin Durant, did you hear what he said about Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that even before he got traded, that he didn't want to go. And he got ran out of there. Yeah, he definitely got ran out of there. No doubt about it. Mhm.
Fred Vincent fan. Beef Stew deserves respect. First team all defense.
It's
He's,
tough
I
because I don't
believe,
know. Is he
second.
going to hit the 20-minute threshold? Because you have to play 65 games, 20 minutes or more in 65 games, and he's averaging like 23 minutes. So like he might miss out based on the fact that he hasn't played 20 minutes in enough games. I don't know how many he's at right now, but something to keep an eye on.
He's
I
at
guess.
33 games right now, Mars. At
33
24,
games.
he's at 20. He's at 24, almost 24 minutes a game.
And he's played below 20 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it, so
in 7
it's
of them.
not. So it's not an average thing.
It's not an average. You have to play 20
Oh.
minutes in 65 games. Because that's how Dante missed out on what award it was. It 6 Man of the Year, the most improved something in like on the Knicks. He missed out on awards because he didn't play 20 minutes in enough games. So hopefully Beef Stew is eligible, but we'll see. Another reason why the rules.
Hopefully,
He's
Coach
definitely
Bear
all defense. I don't know about all defense first team, but I think he's second in the NBA behind Jay Huff in terms of blocks per 100 possessions, which was surprising, but honestly, like not that surprising when you watch him play. He is an elite rim protector and just a defensive force. Like he gave the Knicks a lot of trouble yesterday.
Shout out to my team,
Coach Bickerstaff. Hopefully, Coach Bickerstaff takes care of him in that aspect. But you never know. The front office might tell Coach Bickerstaff, man, we can't have him making all defenses. You know,
He's already been paid.
Well, you got
18% below expected at the rim is Isaiah Stewart's average.
Insanely good.
Sim West 34. We are taking Giannis for granted. Top 2 power forward all time. Well,
he in my top 3. Yeah, he in my top 3.
He'd be in my top. I think he's in my top 6 or something like that.
Duncan, Garnett.
Duncan, KG, and Giannis is my top 3.
That's fair. That's very fair. That's very fair.
He was not better than Malone, but all right. Okay. we already way past time.
Yeah, we ain't got time to get into that.
We do not.
That's why I just kind of walked it off. He's not better than Dirk either. But anyways, Earthreal says double CC knows
who's talking about Cade.
No Chanel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because about the CC no Chanel. I got you.
Yeah.
But he's talking about Cade. Okay.
Yeah.
Double Cade no double CC no Chanel. Cade walked in New York and made OG Anunoby look like a kid.
That wasn't in New York yesterday. I was in Detroit, by the way.
Damn, OG, low ass boy.
Cade did his thing, man.
Yes, he did.
Did OG have like 3 points, 5 points, something like that?
I don't know.
I think they took
put nothing on his PRA. That's it.
I think they took their whole offense out. To be honest, I think they took them out. I think they took their whole offense out.
30 minutes.
Yeah, OG had 5 points.
OG, man, you're a low ass.
And Cat has 6 points. They were bad.
They combined for 11. Good work.
Respect Steph. I know he missed the game winner, but shout out to Jimmy for saying I got Kawhi today and I plan on slowing him down.
Jimmy's defense was great last night. It was amazing on defense last night.
Yeah,
their offense was egregious, but
and that was doubling and tripling my guy last night. Kawhi was.
How many turnovers Kawhi have last night?
I don't know exactly. He missed all his threes though.
He had 5. Yeah, if he was 0 for 8 from 3, but yeah, he had 5 turnovers. They were swarming. The Clippers. This is the thing. The Clippers' offense without James Harden just turned into this turnover machine. It's really interesting.
Yeah, they needed James Harden bad last night, but they still put it off.
But they still got the win. That's what you want. Play bad. Well, that's not what you want. But ideally, in the bad games, you at least still manage to find a way to win.
Right. Yeah, they definitely needed James Harden last night, but like you said, they still got the W. Mpanzu says ninjas are calling Denny Lil Hat Jokic. Crazy.
I don't know what that means, but
the Jewish.
What's that? A yarmulke?
The yarmulke hat.
Yeah.
Matt. Shit. Mad Max Sports. Anthony Black FC. Brandon Miller FC. Anthony Edwards FC. We up. Ant top 3. Trey trash. I'm talking 30. I'm taking 30 guards over him. I might take 35 guards over him.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill on that. Ant is a top 3 shooting guard for sure. I agree. And Anthony Black FC definitely is up. I will say that.
I don't think he means top 3 shooting guard though. He means top 3 player.
And it's definitely a top 3 shooting guard. But Anthony Black FC is definitely up. Shout out to him. He's having a hell of a year. Shout out to Swiper, man. Shout out to Swiper.
JMO Fit. How do you talk about every game except for the most important one? Cade and Brunson matchup was insane. Nasty work, bro.
We did talk about it.
We did talk.
Yeah, we did.
Must have sent that before we did that. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it. Yes, we did.
Y'all be so impatient. Y'all gotta chill. Just relax. You know, it's like when it's not like you know how it is when you with that. You know, you got those type of people where you say, "Man, I love Pepsi," and they be like, "So you hate Coke?"
That's the whole internet.
They're like, relax, bro. Damn.
For the record, I do hate Coke. Okay, move on.
Not because you like Pepsi, though.
Precisely because I like Pepsi.
Oh my goodness, he's one of those guys. Penn is one of those guys.
No, Penn. What's your take on Dr. Pepper and root beer?
Mid.
Yeah, I think it's overrated as well. Dr. Pepper is sick. Give you that nasty ass aftertaste. Anyways, though, Lou Bang 60-62. All this Trae talk, but where y'all think Mathurin landed? Isn't Indy trying to save money?
They are saving money.
I'm not that high on Benedict Mathurin, but I think a team can invest in his scoring punch and potential. I really don't know.
I think he'd be interesting in Toronto. I don't like him either, though.
I like his confidence more than anything. He think he's the best player on the floor.
Yeah,
he does think. Well, I don't know him, but yeah, it sounds like he seems like that.
He looks like and I had this issue with him at Arizona as well. It's just like his shot selection is quite insane, and I wonder if someone can talk him off a cliff sometimes. But I don't know if he sees his spots really well. He just seems like a guy who goes in with a very pre-constructed idea of how to approach the game.
So the gap year that I thought was the Celtics, this is the gap year in Indiana, actually.
Yeah.
Because they don't got a JB over there.
Yeah, they got Pascal Siakam, though.
Yeah, he's no Jaylen Brown. Fat Certain says, "What up, guys? Not a fun topic. Trying to be an optimistic Jazz fan. Thoughts on Keontae? What do we do with Laurie? And we need to finish bottom 8 to keep our pick from OKC. Appreciate you guys. Purple heart emoji."
To be honest with you, it seems like there's a plan in Utah. And they are not coming off of Laurie Markkinen. They are not moving off of him, because if they were going to move off of him, I think they would have done it already. And I mean, Keontae George looks like he's their guard of the future. And I mean, Cody Williams is starting to look more like an NBA player. Like before, it just looked like a project, and the project looked like it looks like it's working now. If they can get Walker Kessler healthy, I mean, it seems like there's a plan going on in Utah. So I think everybody is just is so conscious of being an NBA champion instead of like small steps. Can we be a competitive team? And when we get to be a competitive team, can we be a playoff team? And once we're a playoff team, can we win a series?
Cody Williams is shooting 13.9% from three.
Okay, so the game is not just at the long ball line. It's not.
He's shooting 40% from the field.
Okay, he doesn't really play that much. About?
Cody Williams.
Cody Williams is not good. So yeah,
to be honest with you, I watched him a couple of games ago, and he doesn't seem to be that bad. He didn't seem that bad.
You talking about the Clippers game he had, the best game of his career?
He didn't look that bad.
Was it that game? I'm just asking.
Yes, that's the game that I was watching.
Okay,
yes.
so
I mean, shout out to Cody Williams. Yeah, he had himself the best game of his career. You watched a good.
He didn't look that bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. Yeah, you watched the best game of his career, like literally. So
I mean, I've seen a couple of other games where he just looks like he's lost. I'm not gonna argue that point. He does. There's a game. There's. Let me see. Not the Clipper game, but the Celtic game I was watching. I mean, he looked like he just didn't know where to be and what to do. But then there were stretches in the game where he actually was getting out on a break, and he was open and shot the ball. So I mean, they're working with him. They are. But to spend a number 12 pick on him, like, he got to be better. I'm not gonna argue.
You're right. Like he has gotten a lot better. So like on the season, of course, terrible 13.9% from three, totally inexcusable. However, over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, over the last 11 games, he has raised it significantly to 16.9% from three. So he's just been.
I mean, here's a little bit. Last year he shot
23%.
below 35% from the field. So growth.
Yeah.
He looks bad, man.
Last super chat from Hunter TV. I don't know if I've ever liked a role player more than Spencer Jones right now. Nuggets better offer him a real NBA contract.
I've seen Nuggets fans hating on him because of the Jokic injury, but yeah, he's been really good for them. The energy, the defense, has a very weird release, but he's making shots.
It is funky, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate watching him shoot, but if it's going in, it's going in. Yeah, I like Spencer Jones. I think he finds himself a spot in the league once he can just figure out like the fouling stuff. Yeah, I think he can stay around for a while.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the super chats, and that's the end of the show. Y'all know where to find us. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't be late, y'all.
Like the
Later.
video, y'all. Like the video, y'all.
Absolutely
Peace.
do that.